Connor McDavid.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
McDavid off a turnover. Walks in. Has a step shot. Glove shot. No, it slips behind Holtby. And that's McDavid's
Connor
30th. Finds McDavid. The net is empty. Shoots and scores, and this one's over.
Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. McDavid. Remember that name. Here is Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. Smart move. Here is beautiful. Remember that name. That name.
No limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No limits, so why do you try? He'll score on his own, or he'll give it to dry.
Let me say yeah.
Connor McDavid.
Fans in heaven, cause of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, team men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oiler for real, cause he has no limit.
No. Connor has no limit. No. Connor has no limit.
Remember that name.
Remember that name indeed. Connor McDavid getting it done. The Edmonton Oilers getting it done. Thank you very much for being here today. Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric with your new Cool Bet swag, boys. No Cool Bet swag. I brought Cool Bet swag in for everybody today.
Tough to ignore a white hat.
Yeah, it is. I know. But what do you
You're
think?
not a white hat guy. No,
I've never really been a white hat guy. But you know what it is? It ties in nicely with the pickup truck.
Yeah.
Black pickup.
Black on white.
White hat guy. That's what I have become. So, not great. Did the post-game show last night. I was a little bit surprised with how pissed off everybody was on the post-game show. It was like the perfect mix of, yeah, they got 2 points, but then there's still the guys in there who are like, yeah, but they blew a 2-goal lead with 6 minutes left, and oh man, Ryan McLeod is garbage. Would he put him on waivers? Would he clear waivers? It was a real nice experience for me last night, filling in for one Thomas Bartholomew Gazzola.
You were covered in a piss of a different, not deer piss, but kind of the angry McLeod piss, I guess you could say, from people. Hey, I said yesterday, too, like a win or a loss, obviously this team is looking for points. That's the main thing. But how these things come about. And a win last night, a win in a shootout, a win where you give up a 2-goal lead late, right? Like, is that palatable? Are people accepting that as a path to victory here? Is that what we want? McDavid's back. He's playing well. Power play's clicking. Lots of things are going good. But you give up a 2-goal lead in the third, Dusty.
Like, do we
it's not perfect.
Yeah, do we not have to, like, we're in a full-blown win is a win category here, right? Like,
must win. Gager called it a must win.
Yeah, Gager called it a must win. They won. Gager also called Oilers 5-4 in overtime. So he was close. It's 5-4 in a shootout. But I don't know. Like, I was trying to tell people last night in the postgame show. And there are things to discuss from this game. The breakdown on the second goal, where right off a faceoff, you leave a guy completely wide open in front of the net. And the weird thing is that I thought their third period was awesome. Awesome. And then, Vegas gets like 2 opportunities and buries them. I saw people last night complaining about Stuart Skinner on the 4th goal, which was a tap in that was batted in out of the bloody air. So it was an interesting vibe last night on the postgame show, and I have to tell you, I am here for it.
Well, yeah, a greasy Gagne goal, a Janmark body bounce, like that's that's a formula to victory, baby. That's
a few greasy ones.
Yeah,
a few greasy ones. Whenever Marshall scores a goal right around the front of the net, he comes off the bench, comes back to the bench, and I go, "Hey, Marsh, where are the greasy ones scored?" And he goes, "Right in front of the net, Daddy." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's right, son. Get to the net, put pucks on net. Good things will happen." RCN is in and says, "Just stop with your glass half full takes, Dusty." Which is, I mean, this is a good thing. A week ago, I was glass half empty guy when they sucked. And now I'm trying to defend a very important win for them last night, and it's glass half full guy. That's funny. That's funny, RCN. I see you. The inbox is already taking a pounding, which should be it should be a thing today. We've got about a dozen Macramalla intros that are just sitting in there right now. Hey guys, how does one get one of those white hats? They are beautiful. I want to ask Jake or Pat when they were wearing when they covered for the boys. I mean, you could probably just slide to Cool Bits DMs and ask for one. They might even send you one. They're just good dudes.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
They gave us 5 of these, so I put together little care packages, little Cool Bit care packages for the boys.
Oh,
so
nice.
there's 4 of them over there for you and Tommy and Maddie. And by the way, Maddie's wearing the Edmonton Sports Talk sweatshirt, which actually looks pretty damn good today. That's from our partners at the Hive. You see this?
Comfortable? Anything underneath?
It just
Is
looks
it just
comfortable.
skin?
Oh, you're just skin.
Great test.
Nice.
That's
I like
a good
that.
test.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of doing the same thing with this one today.
Would it work? Is that good material too?
It
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
real nice. But
Some
I put
don't,
on
but-
I put on a t-shirt underneath. But
okay.
I could definitely go.
You can always peel
Maybe
off.
partway through, I'll just take off the t-shirt.
Peel
Just
off.
go.
Yeah.
I'll bare nip it, and that'll be a lot of fun. Brandon is in. Says getting back in the race is the only thing that matters. Just win, baby. And George Delgado says what matters is the 2 points. Let's keep it rolling. Sailor in the nasty chat says, what we learned from last night is Hyman is a bust and Janmark can play first-line minutes for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
There will be those ones as well. I
Who
think.
needs Hyman, right? There have been
yeah.
so many games and mornings you come in here and said, where is he? He's invisible.
Yeah, yesterday, last night's game was an interesting case study in the are they back conversation, right? Because they've won 3 in a row, 6 of a possible 6 points. But I could see the they're not back yet club using the fact that they had a lead, let it slide, had a lead, let it slide, had a 2-goal lead, let it slide. Basically it was a 3-goal. Oh no, it wasn't a 3-goal. It was a 2-goal lead. They let that slide. So I could see why some people would be somewhat hesitant on the back. I still loaded the clip in though. I still loaded the John Wick clip in if we want to have some fun with the I'm thinking I'm back. All right, so
props to the folks too tweeting at
hit us up with those text messages, and we can certainly get into that as we work our way through the show today. This is a full clip. I have tightened it up.
Yeah,
though.
I'm thinking I'm back.
That's the shorter clip. I think we can have a lot of fun with that one, don't you? Like you can do a lot of different things with that. Like as for the Connor McDavid right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Right, 12 points in 3 games, that'll get it done. Me, when I get a par after 9 straight bogeys or double bogeys.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Right, you're feeling really good. So send us your, I'm thinking I'm back text.
Matthias Ekholm.
Oh, Matthias Ekholm. Yeah, that's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Tommy Gazzola when a new season of Bozone Live begins and he sprays himself in deer piss.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
One of those long pump bottles.
Just a big pump bottle. Hit us up. I know Balaneski's in there because I thought the same thing last night, Joe, when I was like, John Wick Wednesdays.
No.
That could, the I'm back clip really works. It really works. We basically have 3 clips that have become a thing here on Nielsen Show 2.0. Well, this one hasn't even become a thing yet, but I'd like it to.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Then we've got Tombstone Tuesday.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
And then, of course, we've got I'm going to live with you now.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you.
I love you, John.
All right, so there's lots of ways to go, but I am interested to see what you can come up with in the text game. In the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Of course, they've got their holiday specials on right now, the holiday collection. With all the proceeds just going to an absolutely wonderful cause. You can visit them at one of their 22 locations, Canadian-owned and operated, with 22 locations all across this country. Visit them at parisjewelers.com.
There's a couple of texts with
Give
the
it to
new
me.
Wick
Give it to
clip.
me.
Commish Maddie when the next draft comes along.
Yeah, I'm thinking on back.
I like that. Whether it's the next draft or whatever draft it is.
Have that clip ready.
Yeah, that one will be good.
Yeah.
I like that. 780-218-9999. I feel like this is your path. This is your path to probably winning text of the day. Mind you, the Macramalla intro game is on point today, so we will we'll get to that as well. Eric Macramalla having a Viagra after a 12-hour orgy.
Yeah, I'm thinking on back.
Me in Vegas strutting into the Rhino.
Yeah, I'm thinking on back.
Yeah, the Rhino, I get it. I understand. Oh, this is a good one. Jack Campbell when he's called up from Bakersfield.
Yeah, I'm thinking on back.
Rashog's back to Rashog after Rashog tweaks his back after a round of golf.
Yeah, I'm thinking on back.
Anyway, are they back? Are you in the category of the Oilers are back, or are you still denying it for now? I mean, they did but the 2 goals, I guess breakdowns, like, it was tough to see them let one slide away. Thank God they ended up getting that extra point, because that would not have been good. Would not have been good. Allen is in 2 points. Winnipeg next. Winnipeg's lost their last 2.
Shutout last night. Yeah,
It'll be the Lock Shop Bowl. Winnipeg Sports Talk v. Edmonton Sports Talk Thursday night should be a good.
We need a Remus Maddie bet on the line or something
Oh,
like that. Like
man.
a friendly wager.
Remus versus Awanek. What's on the line? I do like that
it's
idea.
like the mayoral thing where they Maddie would have to wear a WST shirt for one day.
That's it.
Very innocent bet. Yeah.
Ryan is in and says, what about barely beating a team that even Calgary beat? Does that mean we actually beat a top team? Yeah, you beat the team that's first in the division. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills here, having to try to justify a win over Vegas. I mean, they blew the lead, but they still won the game.
Which is encouraging.
It is encouraging.
You don't want to blow that lead, but
there are things I didn't like last night. I didn't like Draisaitl's game last night. He was straight-legged last night. Like Draisaitl didn't have it going last night, but pretty much everybody else did. McLeod, I understand why people were absolutely all over him last night in the postgame. And Bouchard's lack of urgency, even in overtime, drove me nuts. I'm like, dude, you've got McDavid and Draisaitl busting their ass down the ice, and you're sitting there just being like, and Vegas just knocks it away. I'm like, what's going on here?
I think we're going to have to get used to that. I think that seems to be something.
Well,
inability, unwillingness, whatever it is.
I don't think I'd have Bouchard out there with McDavid and Draisaitl in overtime. I think I'd put Darnell Nurse out with those guys. I do. I think that would probably be a better way to go about it.
CB Radio guy chimes in. Win is win, I agree, but when you see the same mistakes in a win as a loss, they're still the same mistakes. Just getting the bounces, quote unquote, right now. I think if the team claims cup or bust and comes out like this they have this season, it's fair for fans to sit here and say, hey, the mistakes you're making are the mistakes that you lose games, especially when the bounces aren't going your way.
But they didn't lose the game last night.
Not last night, but he's just saying that it's not sustainable, and I think a lot of people have been saying that not just this season, but for seasons.
But I think on the other side of it, with the fact that their power play wasn't going early in the year, and Connor McDavid looked average. None of that was sustainable either. And now that's starting to come back around. Their penalty kills killed off 18 straight. The power play is what?
Penalty kill is great.
Yeah.
That's something. But
power play 7 for the last 17.
But that's nice. But if you're not getting those chances, that's something too that's out of your control some nights. The penalty kill is great. I'm glad you brought that up because that's a shining beacon right now. But
Roy says positive is they were never trailing in that game last night. I mean, the other positive is that they got the 2 points. They won the game.
Yeah, that's the only.
I'm like on the verge of going on one of those rants I usually go on when they're losing. They got the win. Was it perfect? No. Were some of their other wins this year perfect? No. Did they deserve to win some games that they lost this year? Yes, they probably did. So, I mean, you just beat Vegas 5-4, and I know they didn't have Shea Theodore, and I know they didn't have Alec Martinez, but in the end, the Oilers didn't
3 and 4 nights.
Didn't have Zach Hyman either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you should be happy with a win over Vegas.
You should be happy with the win, but you're still striving for perfection, as CB Radio guy said. If you're coming out cup or bust, you're still a ways off that cup. You're more closer, right? Like you're kind of in that middle still. You're not close to the cup yet. You strive for perfection. Nothing less. Right? No?
I feel
get it.
like just
You
even
wallow in this.
even a lackluster-ish win, which I didn't even.
No, that's
like
great.
I thought their third period was one of their best periods of the year until there was 6 minutes left. And then you're like, damn. Well, here's some post game. I don't know, what do we got? I know we had Knobloch, we had Ekholm last night. McDavid. We'll probably hear McDavid in the morning after show. We'll get into that. We'll lay out the show for you here. You know what's a weird twist today? I don't know if you guys noticed it coming in either. Russian Spa with a Christmas tree up on November 29th. A big, beautiful tree.
Full one. About, 6 foot?
Yeah,
Little
that's
under
got to
6
be.
foot?
Do you think that's a real tree? You think Russian Spa goes real tree? Maybe you probably can't, maybe because of allergies and stuff in a spa.
Yeah, that'd be. But they do have like that wooden, like I don't know. It seems like a Nordic type, like the pine. It'd be kind of a nice touch, right?
But
like
did you guys have that on the bingo card? That the Russian Spa was going to throw up a huge Christmas tree right in their front window?
I saw 2 attendants decorating it yesterday
Did
as
you?
I was leaving the building. Yeah, they looked like they were having a good time, and it's.
I'm
nice.
really starting to be fond of the Russian Spa.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah.
There's just a string of lights.
I'm still too intimidated to talk to the guy who's downstairs smoking lots when we leave.
Yeah.
Seems like a really
He's
nice
all right.
guy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like I'm going to have to start firing up darts if I'm going to sit there and have a conversation.
I always
with
see him
him,
when I'm taking out the recyclables, a.k.a. the cans, and he always gives me
He's
a look.
usually outside from like 10 to 11 every single day.
He's getting a little curious, I think, of what's...
You think so?
I think he wants to taste...
But he seems like... Have you talked to this guy, Maddie? Have you... yesterday I walked out and I was like, hey, man, have a great day. And I just walked by. You haven't talked to him yet at all, eh? Like,
No.
Have you talked to him?
Well, they're
he said,
outside
like,
puffing
hey, how are
darts. I'll
ya?
walk by and be like, I have the cans. I have a big black bag of cans. I say, hey, good week or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and he chuckles or whatever.
I want to go up to him with like, and I've never done this before because I don't smoke, but I want to have a cigarette. And I want to go to him and say, hey, man, you got a light? And then spark a conversation.
Just ask
with
him for a smoke.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting
Take
there
up smoking.
coughing up a bloody lung, trying to have a conversation.
Trying
with
to
this
keep it
guy.
cool.
Yeah, I want to get to the bottom of the Christmas tree thing.
Yeah, book an appointment.
Yeah,
Book
maybe
an
that's what I'll
appointment.
do.
Book an appointment, but just ask questions.
Maybe since it's our first year here, we have a little like daytime Christmas party. And we invite all the tenants around. It's a little doors open, come on by if you'd like a drink or two.
Maybe
So we invite the psychologist.
Well,
I don't know
simple.
those people across from us. Their
Exactly.
mail's never picked
They
up.
keep the
It's
door
like-
open sometimes down that hall, though.
Yeah, but she's
It's almost
leaving.
inviting.
She's moving out.
She's done now. Yeah.
So we could I don't know. I
And
did
then
want
there's the
to.
Russian Spa. There's only four tenants.
I did want to bring back the engineers' Christmas party. And that'd be a great way to do
That'd be
it.
a good way to
You have
do
a
it.
couple little potluck things. They don't have to bring anything. We just bring out a couple little things.
Lock the front doors of the building, and then everybody kind of...
Come on anytime.
Yeah.
And we'll just have a little bit of Christmas
tin of 6
music
o'clock
playing.
lager,
Yeah.
as a goodwill gift.
Maybe that's what we drop off, a couple of 6 o'clock or loggers for everyone.
Why not?
With a little
bowl.
Just a little bowl.
Merry
It says
Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Can't hurt,
from,
eh?
from your friends at 203.
You should at least do a pot of gold. Like
No,
Oh, pot of gold. I took one down a Grey Cup.
they're not. They're not like they used to be. They
pot
changed
of
the
gold?
racity,
Yeah,
and it's not.
I
They're not
I just
strong
always
anymore.
remember my parents doing that. Like
Because
when I
they
was
were
10
good.
years old, yeah.
Because they were really good back.
I think a Lint.
Linda,
chocolate.
yeah, Lint
Lint
is a big
always.
one. But like
hits
the full blown Lint,
Oh, yeah,
20,
yeah.
20 Lint thing.
$50.
That'd be real nice.
Give them all a couple of stickers.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, a lanyard.
From
Can't
203.
From 203, not Edmonton Sports Soccer or anything, but
Handwritten
just from 203.
That's all they know.
Well,
I
but
mean, we still got Tommy Gazzola's hastily cut up sign on the outside door.
but that's just who you are in a building. We're 203.
203. I want them downstairs. I wonder if in the morning they're like, man, you see the guys from 203 the other day? Like that'd be kind of
I think
fun.
we do make the first.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Just a little.
Why not? We're the noobs. It's
Well, actually, one across from the psychiatrist is after us.
Yeah, that one, they
So
moved
she's
in after.
the newest. So she's the rookie. We've already bumped up
We
the
still
depth
don't know
chart.
what that is, hey?
No, we could go look at the mail that's plugged into the door
Well, that's a good point. We should look
boy.
at their mail.
and just take a look at what's
Hey,
been
sorry,
sent.
looking at your mail.
We'll ask
Sign, the
Macramalla
guys
if
at
we can do
203. The
We
guys
got
at
a couple pieces of mail this week. One, WCB's already
WCB.
back at us. And I don't know if you guys talked about menopause's Nick Christmas
Oh,
card.
we didn't. I didn't know you guys put. I'm walking up. We got this like mini Christmas tree, just a small one, sitting on the little draft podium
from the
out there.
station. Old tree.
And
That's a traditional
Menopause
tree.
Nick sent us his family Christmas card with him and his wife and their wonderful little baby.
Baby.
That was just really cool. A fresh baby in its finest form. This is a good text. A baseball to Chris Berman during the home run contest.
Yeah, I'm thinking on back.
Put that
That's
on the-
amazing.
That's a podium finish.
Sheldon in a white garbage truck. That is extremely well done. Ryan Rishog's hairline.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good. Keep these rolling in. It's going to be a fun show today. Let me lay it out for you. We'll get into your morning after show here.
Oilers
right
have won
away.
3 in a row.
They've won 3 in a row. Yeah, Ryan McLeod can't do anything. And yeah, they let a 2-goal lead slip away. And yeah, you would have liked to seen Skinner probably stop the third one. Mind you, a goalie last night in the postgame show broke it down nicely in how that mid-level sort of screen where you can't see around him, but he's not far enough away that you can actually pick it up. Nice, makes it a difficult save. But they won. They got the 2 points against Vegas. They have won 3 in a row. So I would try to be happy today if I was an Oilers fan. The question is, do you view this now as them being back? They have scored, not including the shootout winner, obviously. They have scored 17 goals in their last 3 games. 17 goals in their last 3 games. For a team that's only ever going to win games by scoring goals, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
I like how you can pull things out of last night's shootout win as a negative.
Yeah.
But let's dress this thing up. Like this is an exercise here, Morgan. They beat the best team in the conference. So there's another.
Yes.
There's another 3 in a row. Best team in the conference. Hyman's
Now,
out.
Now Vegas has lost 8 of 11.
No.
Vegas has lost 8 of 11. I'll say
Best
it.
team in the conference. Best team in the like. There's both sides to this, and lots have both. Lots of ammunition on both. But I think best in the conference, Hyman out, all of these things. Like, it's not just a shootout win. You have to dress up. It's like trimming a tree here. You have to add all these things to it. The
Hey, did you hang your lights yesterday?
I sure did.
You did?
One
What'd you
string.
go with?
Just
One
a string.
color or multicolor?
No, it's multicolor. It was
Okay,
like
you
that
did. Nice.
Tutti Frutti type
Good, I
of.
love it.
It's like a Lifesavers, you know.
Like
that
a full-size bulb or little bulbs?
I thought they were bigger, but they're like, it's fine. It does the
Good size
trick.
bulb.
It's not. I think Clark Griswold the thing or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do need to. So there's an adapter with the light, and then the plug-in's only a 2-prong, and I need a 3-prong,
you
so I
need
need
the
another
3-pronger.
adapter.
Yeah.
I need to get another adapter. I got the wrong adapter, I
Oh,
think.
my
So
God.
I need to. So I did a tree in the front too, and that's not long enough. So I need.
I'm just going to drive by to see. You know?
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the sun's down, though, please.
Did you get the telescope?
No, I saw it.
A
I
what?
went by it. I was going to buy a telescope yesterday. It was on sale.
Oh, my daughter says when she's older, she wants one.
Well, I just find it. I've never had one. Now we have a house.
Yeah.
Now you're like,
I would have liked one too.
because now you can put it somewhere. But I stared at the box for about 2-3 minutes, and
And it was on sale.
yeah,
Canadian Tire?
and I took a walk. Yeah,
Damn.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't
What
pull
would
the
you
trigger.
look at? Anything specific?
Sky. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's the stars
That'd
and
be
stuff.
pretty
and
cool.
it'd be neat.
I remember I
don't know.
wanted a telescope back in the day. My parents got me one, but it was like one of those garbage ones.
Yeah.
I could barely see the tree
What's the
100
point?
yards away in focus.
This looked legit.
Other people were like, "Oh, look at that little kid with his telescope. He doesn't even know that it was like $12
Waste
bucks."
of money. Isn't it?
Yeah. Let's lay out the show for you today. We are going to get into the morning after show for EM Utility Locating. It's a huge day for us. We're going to be heading down to Alley Cat from 4 to 7 today. You don't have to come for the entire time, but if you want to, what do you think of the crowd tonight, guys? Like we've invited a ton of people. Everybody else, anybody could come, really.
It is. Yeah, it's open. Like it's just you can just walk on.
I don't know.
down
Like
and-
you guys have seen the tap room. Like, do you think it's pretty full tonight? I would think it's probably pretty full tonight.
yeah, it'd be nice to see. We could always stretch people into the back. Hey, like kind of open the back.
Open up the back. Wouldn't that
I
be
know
something?
That's something. But
Tommy Gazzola and his brother fight in the cooler.
is Paulie coming down? That's
Oh,
can't
Paulie's
miss.
not coming
Not
in.
a
Oh, no.
chance.
There's no chance.
Come on,
Not
why
a
not?
chance.
Well, that's no, but take this. Tom apologized yesterday.
He
It'd
did.
be nice for a brother to
No,
support his brother
it's
in
not
his job
happening.
and his venture.
That's sure.
Well, that's
It's not happening.
That was one of the all-time EST moments. And I know we're only like 3 months in, but Tommy's sitting there and Maddie going, "Tom, I'll turn the floor over to you." And Tommy with a legit heartfelt apology, even if it was forced upon him. Yeah. And then at the end when he goes, "Mom and Dad, I'm sorry." It's like,
almost
oh
like a-
my God.
kinda-
The Gazzolas are amazing, man. I love that family.
reminiscent
They're-
of Kyle Davidson up there. Hey, kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was emotional too. We'll get to that as we work our way through the show
But I would
today
think though,
as
if
well.
Tom's brother doesn't show up tonight, it'd be a pretty scummy move. Would you not say? To support somebody in their.
I'm not getting
a beer.
involved in
Dropping
this
the
one.
scummy on
I
us,
was
too.
part
I just
of
said
the
it.
early. I was part of what happened. I'm
Brothers
out.
support brothers. I think my brother might be showing. If my brother shows up,
Well, I hope your brother
That'd be
shows up.
a terrible look on one Paul Gazzola.
Look, I'll say this: those guys don't know what they have. I don't have a brother to even bicker with, like a couple of 10-year-olds. But I have a couple of sisters. They live in Victoria. I never get to see them. I
Paul?
would love if any of my family members could actually come to Alley Cat tonight.
Paul, he ain't heavy. He is your brother. If you're listening. See you tonight.
I got this story. This is a perfect 6 o'clock hour story. I was, do you guys, we'll get to it a little bit later on, but you know, you go through a grocery checkout. I was at the store last night getting some groceries. And the conversation I had with the lady there, I was just, it was weird.
Which lady?
The lady working at Save On last night. It was weird. I got to get into it because I got to know if you guys find it as weird as I found it last night.
Getting conversation.
And I've gone through her till like a few times. Like she's very talkative. I knew it, but it was the shortest one. I was like, you know what? I'm going to hop in here and get home. But it was strange. It was a strange interaction. We'll get to that a little bit later on here in the 6 o'clock hour. Jamie McLennan is going to pop by just after 7 o'clock for Pro-Am Sports. The Oilers are winning again. You're going to want to hop online, proamsports.ca, and get your gear for the holidays. We got your Cool Bet hotline of the day coming up. Free advice for Damon Bunting. You know where Damon Bunting's going to be tonight? 6 o'clock or Lager launch party. One of the nicest dudes in the city.
I'm obsessed with Damon Bunting.
Yeah, well, how can you not be obsessed with Damon Bunting?
I want to be anywhere and everywhere he is. Always.
I don't want to describe a lot of other, men or women for that matter as sweethearts. But Damon Bunting is a bloody sweetheart. He just is. So looking forward to that tonight. Bunting's going to be coming. We got free advice coming up around 7:30.
Got any more of those waters, Bunting? We'll take a few of those.
Take a couple of flats,
in the parking lot.
Get us some DBs. Hey, that'd be great. Eric Macramalla is going to be by. We'll obviously get into the Chicago Blackhawks putting Corey Perry on unconditional waivers, conduct undetrimental to the team. What the hell? Well, now Davidson came out and said it has nothing to do with any other players or their family members.
Case closed.
But I'm very interested to see where this goes next from like a union perspective on the other side of it, because I would assume the team would have to have proof of being able to just terminate this contract. Because if not, I feel like the union would step in here at some point. There'd be some sort of grievance, unless Corey Perry knows what he did was just so damn awful that he's like, yeah, okay, I'm out.
I just love how these things happen, and then it's boom Wednesday, and Eric Macramalla joins us.
That worked out really well.
It's usually always how, even back when he was on Fridays, things would happen in the sporting world, and it would be boom.
Legal things are happening earlier in the week now.
The retainer works perfectly.
Macramalla will be by around 7:45 today. We will have kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. 3 questions too many for the great staff at Park Mazda. Lieutenant Eric will have his weekly rankings of power for United Sport and Cycle. Your home for the holidays. Another great Christmas shopping spot. I will certainly be in there at some point as well. So we got a jam-packed show for you today. Your messages. Gator Gates is in. It says 12 points for McDavid out of 17 goals for the team. Is that sustainable? Why can't you just have nice things? Why can't you just have nice things?
This is a glass half full, half empty day. That's how it's going to be.
Now there will come a point here on this homestand where they lose 3 in a row, and I'm like, nothing that we saw before was sustainable. But 2 points is 2 points. This team is not in a spot. Now,
against the conference leaders.
Against the conference leaders. This was not.
Please preface it with that.
This was not the Ducks again.
No.
It was a Vegas team that, didn't look like they had a ton of jump.
3 and
Jack
4.
Eichel is sneaky fast, isn't he? Like, he doesn't look like he's moving fast, but, like, with the puck, he's pulling away from Nuge. I'm like, he's not even moving his legs. Catch him. But I think Eichel moves relatively well.
Q-tip, and all of a sudden touches your brain, and wow, that was fast.
You know what we're going to play here as we get into your morning after show for EM Utility Locating. We're going to play the morning after show that we play after a win because they won last night. Let's get into it.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop. Listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop. Listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
All right, let's get into it. It is the morning after show, a little bit of a deeper dive into the Oilers and the Golden Knights. I'm sure some of you will want to pick apart this victory, but feel free to do so. Look, good. I guess, do good teams critique wins? Like last year when the Oilers were rolling down the stretch, 14-0-1, were we critiquing those wins or were we just kind of riding it out, you know?
Well, there were wins at the end of a campaign where half of those opponents maybe had
nothing left. Yeah.
So you could argue that, but they still went out and did it.
Yes, they did.
So
Edmonton Oilers get by the Vegas Golden Knights 5-4. We will hear what Connor McDavid had to say here as well. The morning after show is brought to you by EM Utility Locating. We'll get to our steady Eddie of the evening a little bit later on, but you can visit them at www.emutilitylocating.com. GPR and concrete scanning, damage prevention, planning, design, education, and training. Basically, any of the steps that you need help with when it comes to working underground where you can't see things, EM Utility Locating has you covered. Planning, designing, education, and training. Visit them at emutilitylocating.com. The EST big moment that happened. What are you going with, Rick?
Gager called it a must-win. They got the 2 points. I mean, I'll just go with the shootout.
Yeah. That's what it came down to. That point came down. It's a good point.
This game is I don't know if you want to call it a sprint, whatever, but they're both trying to get to the finish line here they got the 2 points. They got the bag. They secured the bag in the shootout, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Or I guess you could look at the third and saying, you let Vegas get back into it, but you never let them take it from you, which is, again, half full, half empty. I don't know. I think it's encouraging that they didn't let it fully get away from them. But obviously, securing the bag and getting the 2 points in the shootout would be my big moment. And good for Skinner, right? And having a blank in the shootout and the Oilers.
Yeah, that worked out well. The one guy shot wide and the other one hit the post.
Like just
didn't allow a goal
too much
in the
into it,
shootout,
but it's nice and encouraging moving forward, right? They kind of took care of it in the shootout, no questions asked. So you move on and Winnipeg tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to get into a little bit, it's tough because a lot of the big moments that we would have gone to along the way in this game were eliminated by the fact that Vegas came back and forced the shootout, right? That's a tough way to spin it. I guess I'll go with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in the shootout. Ended up being the one that sealed it away. But once again, every goalie in the league, like if you open up the book on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in a shootout, there's only one page.
And it's a picture.
Like he will shoot 18 inches off the ice into the lower part of the net to your right side. And he still just does it. Breakaway last game. Boom, same spot. Shootout attempt. You know it's coming. And it's the glove side. Boom, same spot. Which is just rather remarkable.
If he ever gets into the athletic apparel game, that's the silhouette.
Yeah.
Him making that shot,
that's
right?
it.
Like,
just that one shot. I will also throw this out there. As far as bigger moments that happened throughout the game, maybe not the biggest moment of the game, but Zach Hyman out. Sam Gagner gets in.
The painter.
Scores.
Got the painter.
They had to come up with something better than a bloody
the
plumber. Like,
you don't like the beret or whatever?
Who came up with this? Like a group of professional athletes sits down and goes,
take the brush.
Let's get a plunger and a beret and a paintbrush. That doesn't make sense. I feel like that was forced upon them by someone.
You got to admit, though, he does look good with the beret and the paintbrush. Like of all the guys, he makes that work, baby.
It's interesting. I'll say that. But so Yammer gets elevated to the top line, scores. Gagner gets into the lineup, scores. Those are pretty big moments in the hockey game.
They fall for you good, right?
Yeah.
Those are good. Does it happen every single night?
No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for you very often, but it happened for you last night. And you needed it, and they end up winning that hockey game 5-4. Super stat of the night. What are you looking for?
I'm going to that PK again. And not just last night, but over the past, handful of games here. I mean, that's something. And again, I say, too, power plays, you're as good on them as you get the opportunities. But that penalty kill 0 for 5 against the conference-leading Vegas Golden Knights, that'll be my super stat of the evening.
Man, do you like the new NHL.com
No,
scoring
no,
page?
I was just swearing inside my head all morning here looking at it. So
I mean, this is ridiculous. How come
Why change
how
it?
come the 3 stars aren't popping
they
up on the right
changed it
side?
to begin the season. I thought it was fine.
What's going on
Why
here?
change it again? It's all the way at the bottom because that's where you want your
Of the main
3
page?
stars. Yeah, the recap. Yeah.
I still don't see it. Anyway, I'm super sad. Like,
I'll give you the 3 stars.
Well, we'll get to it in a second. I think, you mentioned the penalty kill. I mean, super sad the night. Connor McDavid with 3 points in the period again. 3 straight games with 3 points in a period. That's pretty super. 12 points in his last 3 games. I know somebody else in the nasty chat today was like, Dusty, McDavid's had 12 points in the last 3 games. No, that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable, but also him averaging a point per game for the first 12 or 13 games of the season is also not sustainable.
Yeah.
So things will settle in somewhere here in the middle, and the middle will still be awesome as far as Connor McDavid is concerned.
But he's back. I mean, the Wick GIF, the Wick audio bite, that's all about him. He's back.
Yeah.
He's back. Everybody's back.
I mean, Connor McDavid is like
the exercise.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Send us your I'm thinking I'm back texts to 780-218-9999. You know what does warm my heart a little bit here? Seeing that the postgame article was written by Jerry Matajan. Our boy, the big Jaheezy, straight from the Canadian Football League to NHL.com.
Great Vans.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Lover of Vans.
Unbelievable. All right, give me the 3 stars because I can't find them.
Oh, shoot. I just refreshed the page and I'll have to scroll all the way back down to the bottom. Oh, here we go. 3 stars. Number 1, Connor McDavid. Number 2, Evander Kane. And number 3, Amadio.
Amadio.
Yeah, so he gets on the podium as well.
He was left wide open in front on that second goal.
Yeah.
My goodness, was that a bad breakdown. 4th star of the night, buddy. What do you think?
Janmark.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, you make the most of your chance. I mean, I know it wasn't like
What's wild is he was -2 in the game.
Hey, but I mean, hey, they beat the conference-leading Vegas Golden Knights, right? But no, 5 hits, I guess. Again, he gets the opportunity, makes the most of it. Stylistically, points. I don't know if we're giving him too many, but he gets the goal, and that's all that matters.
The 38th star of the game last night. Let's see here. Where do I go? Lots of good boos last night for Alex Pietrangelo. He played over 28 minutes and was +2, so it'd be tough to kind of pin that.
That's how you do it. You boo him.
Yeah.
You didn't get into any. You didn't. That was just good enough.
I will go with Chandler Stevenson. 1 shot on goal. Played over 19 minutes. Finished -1 on the game. Let's throw Chandler Stevenson, who actually led their forward group in – no, Jack Eichel played 22 minutes. Second on their forward group in ice time and pretty much didn't piss a drop last night. So Chandler Stevenson will be your 38th star of the game. As for the postgame, let's get to Connor McDavid, the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. 12 points in his last 3 games. Here's what he had to say after the game.
We're just about getting the 2 irrelevant and maybe the one that was lost, or how you see it?
One that was lost.
Or
no, we got 2, but
yeah, the one they picked up.
Yeah, we'll take wins any way we can get them at this point. Obviously, it would be nice to close it out. Up 2 with 5 minutes to go. We expect to close that out, but we'll take the win any way we can.
If you look at the way your group played tonight, outside of those couple letdowns there, I mean, is that a template, or what did you think of the way you guys were overall in this thing?
I thought it was a lot of good, a lot of really good signs. I liked a lot of our third period. I felt like they were opportunistic to tie the game, and but they're a good team, and that's what they do. So.
You guys talking about confidence a lot lately. Is this kind of one game bleeds into the next and bleeds into the next, and then sort of good things start happening?
Well, it's momentum. Definitely momentum in our room. I think we can feel it. I think we've liked what we've seen over the last 3, and something to build off of.
When your team is killing penalties the way yours is, I'm not saying that you guys don't worry about taking penalties, but how much confidence does it give you and maybe let you not worry about that so much?
Yeah, the PK's been great. Really, really, really solid. Keeping us in games, and I think it's a credit to those guys that are doing it.
You had a goal like that before where the guy misses the net and it comes all the way around and you're standing there by yourself?
No. I don't know. I'm sure maybe somewhere, but pretty fortunate. I'll take it.
All right, did you get an explanation out from the official when your stick got taken out of your hands there with 3 minutes to go?
No. I try to let the officials do their job. I don't bother them much. These things happen. I think it's a penalty. He doesn't. That's the way it goes.
Whether it was Janmark or Kane or even Gagne, what did you think of the guys kind of filling in for Hyman in various capacities?
Yeah, I thought everybody did a good job. It was kind of a team effort to fill in for Hymes. He obviously touches a lot of aspects of our game. So definitely missed him here tonight. But I thought Gags did a great job stepping in. Kaner, net front on the power play, scores a big goal. A lot of guys stepped up.
Kind of a weird OT. There's like a lot of missed passes and kind of scrambly play you don't really see very often in overtime.
Yeah, I thought it was a slower pace overtime. I'd like to have that pass back to Leo. When he's coming in late there. Obviously, I think we'd like to have that 2-on-1 back as well. But ultimately, we win, and that's all that matters.
There's some talk about changing the rules in 3-on-3, kind of eliminate the over and back. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely thought you saw it tonight. Both teams, I thought, took advantage of that rule not being in place. I think you'd see, I'm sure with every rule change, there's problems that come up with that too. So I think overtime's pretty entertaining as is. Could it be more entertaining with that rule? Who knows? I don't know, but it's not my job to make that call.
Connor, Bouchard shoots it so hard. Is it really hard for the goalie to control anything? I mean, that was shot it right at him. The puck's sitting there for Kane for the rebound. He shoots it so hard.
Yeah, he shoots it so well. Sometimes it's hard for us to get pucks back. He shoots it so hard because it kind of goes and sprays and we can't get it back. But it's such an asset back there. The goalie can't see it. Either it's going in or we're getting a chance off it. So he's a great shooter and a great power play quarterback.
All right, there you go. That is Connor McDavid, the captain of the Edmonton Oilers, who has drugged them back into the fight with 12 points in his last 3 games. Do you see the Edmonton Sports Talk, Mike, in that postgame scrum?
How could you miss it?
Tommy Gazzola, on his Instagram story, posted himself at the game in camo. So he went straight from Bozone Live.
Covered in piss.
Made it in there, got there into the postgame, and was repping, getting the job done last night, which was nice to see. Nice to see. The EM Utility Locating Steady Eddie of the evening. And look, man, we haven't dove into it too much here, but I got to go to it.
Feel the urn.
Well, I was going to say Darnell Nurse.
Okay.
Darnell Nurse did it again. I mean, Darnell Nurse has been one of the brightest spots during this 3-game stretch. And the fact that we're describing him as a steady Eddie is great news. I mean, he didn't jump up into the play much. The one time that he did, he actually drew a penalty. So that was good to see.
Check.
And he was relatively steady in his own end. So he played almost 23 minutes, third on the back end in ice time. CC and Bouchard ended up playing a little bit more. But I thought Darnell Nurse last night definitely deserving of the steady Eddie of the evening. That award and the morning after show brought to you by EM Utility Locating, GPR, and concrete scanning, damage prevention, planning, designing, education, and training. www.emutilitylocating.com. Give them a call, unless, of course, you're a serial killer and you got a bunch of bodies buried in your backyard. These are the last guys you want around. But outside of that, they are there to help you. I think last night's overtime was one of the reasons. I know McDavid was asked about a little bit there, but it's one of the reasons they're looking at switching it up a bit in overtime.
That
right?
was a textbook, like you show that in the example 1A.
Yeah. I can't even get mad at Vegas in that situation because if you were on the other side, would you too not want to keep the puck away from Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl?
Absolutely.
It's the exact way to play it.
You can't get mad for people taking advantage of something and you sitting. It's like the LTIR thing. This is you're. Of course they should be taking advantage of that. Why wouldn't they? They're looking for the win. And if it's within the realm of the rules, then so be it.
It's within the rules. They're going to take that puck and they're going to play it safe. And then they're going to take their chances in the shootout, which last night you just did not.
But now the ball is in your court, NHL, to
well, and we'll see
figure
what
that
they
out.
we'll see what they end up. We'll see what they end up doing. It's not like I was like screaming at the television. I'm sure some of you might have been though. I mean, yeah,
that's the game, man. You find ways to win. You find ways stylistically or situationally to beat teams. And you're right. I mean, it's the same. You can talk about the Oilers' power play as well. And teams kind of, sniffing that one out. You gotta move and you gotta change things up. And from a league point of view, that may be something. This will be an example. I'm sure there'll be more, and people will take Vegas's plan and put it in their textbooks and move on. So, yeah, it's not just going to be a walk in the park now and overtimes, I would say, for this Oilers group. But over to you, NHL.
Belineski in the Nasty Chat says, statistically, there is probably a serial killer in this chat right now. I don't think. What, 1 out of every 300 people is a serial killer?
Or you could be.
Well, do the math on that. There'd be like, how many serial killers in Edmonton? That can't be a stat.
You only know about the ones that are caught.
Yeah, those real good serial killers.
Right? Like that's
they probably share tips with each other too, right?
Big community.
I think that's a good one too. 780-218-9999. Jason and Leduc says, Nurse has been really good since getting hit in the face with a puck.
No, that's...
I know.
We all identified it. Like, that was the moment. That was the turn of the season. I think each week he gets a puck in the face to just keep that going,
Tube Socks has clarified that it's not him. He is not the serial killer. All right? If you're not a serial killer, please mention it, because if you don't, then we're going to be like, uh-oh.
It's almost telling to be the first to say you're not, though, I would say.
Maddie, did you Google the serial killer numbers?
I was trying to.
Yeah, okay, you were trying to. It can't be. It's got to be like 1 out of every
1 in 3
million.
Ask
people
him about serial killers.
What do you mean?
Ask me about serial killers.
What's this supposed to mean? What do you mean? Ask him
from
about
back in your day.
Oh, I worked with one for a while.
What?
Yeah, unbeknownst to me.
I learned this weekend or whatever.
He escaped the States and he was living up here in Saskatoon.
No, he wasn't.
Under an alias, and I'd go out for smokes with him during our.
Was this at a grocery store? Oh,
no, call center. Yeah, his name was Reno. Well, his name was Reno. Man. There's newspaper articles and everything on this cat.
So what happened? Like, how did he get caught?
Well, he got caught after I moved here years later. I was like, oh.
So was he killing in Saskatoon too?
No, but he had escaped
How many people had he killed?
I don't know. I have to look back on the story. Yeah, he was on the run and he was like.
That's amazing.
And I smoked with him. It was him and I outside. Like sometimes
it could have been Eric
talking.
Well, imagine. Yeah, he could have
been
killed you.
Nobody.
That's weird.
After reading that,
it's weird how he can just turn off his serial killerness. Like you're a serial killer in the United States, and then you move to Canada. You're not a serial killer anymore.
We confided in you. We said things
that we know of, or that the police know of.
He might have been.
That was bizarre, man. Thanks for reminding me.
According to this one article that I'm looking at, there's an estimate that the number of serial killers in the U.S. is at 2,000 to 4,000, with only 50 being active at any given time.
In the whole United States of America.
So that makes 4.000015% of the population. So the chance that there's a serial killer in our nasty chat is a strong zero.
Highly unlikely. Especially now that we know we've got a survivor of a serial killer here in studio.
Yeah. I'll find you the articles. Yeah. Wild ride.
That would have been pretty scary if at any moment that serial killer went to you and was like,
"Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back."
That would be a little. Man, I had no idea that you used to work with a serial killer. Yeah, that's fascinating to me.
I also took some pictures of my art that you wanted to see when I was in Saskatoon.
He wanted to see your art?
No, you wanted to see my art for my art classes.
I thought the serial killer was
I just forgot about that. I know that's kind of
Let me see some of this art. Can I come over and see some of your art?
Thinking I'm bad.
Do you have? I want to see your art too.
I'll send you some pictures here.
Because you did that drawing the other day on the show.
I was in the Mendel Art Gallery. I had an exhibit there once time.
I can't believe you had an exhibit in an art gallery. How old were you? A young prodigy.
I couldn't drive.
My goodness. That's incredible. I love that you were in
I'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reno Hogg was his name if you want to do a Google search.
He created a fake name and it was Reno Hogg?
Yeah, Saskatoon slaying suspect committed 80s murder. They're way
Wait,
back.
Is it just one murder?
I think he was involved in a few.
Okay. Yeah, how many murders does it take to be a serial killer? I would think at least 3 to 5. One murder, it could be like, I didn't mean to. 2 murders, it's like, wow, I can't believe that happened again.
Yeah, Baltimore connection. So it's pretty much The Wire is what I'm living here.
What?
Canada
this is amazing.
Side, yeah.
I love learning new things about people I've known for well over a decade.
Reno Trevor Hogg.
I guess I should have asked you about this.
No, that's
okay. Like when I first started working with you. Hey, ever been involved with a serial killer?
A serial killer is a person who murders 3 or more persons.
So I was right.
With the murders taking place over more than a month and including a significant period of time between them.
So what if a guy killed like 5 people in a month?
That's a
doesn't
killing
count because it's
spree.
not- oh,
I would
cool.
assume.
See, I think this guy offed somebody in the States and came up here and offed somebody in Saskatoon.
He did kill somebody
I
in
think
Saskatoon.
that's how it
What
kinda
was the
worked.
name?
So that could've been
Reno
Reno
Hog. Reno.
How do you like?
That's
Never
the
really-
worst
How do you spell
name
hog?
for a
Just to
serial
make.
killer.
HOGG.
That's it. Just making sure.
That's
well,
not his real, but that's what.
I
Yeah,
looked up Reno Hog. I
name.
didn't. Nothing showed up for me when I looked that up. So
RENOHOGG.
Oh, 2 G's.
I don't know how many people he.
You know, I went to school with a guy named Tim Hogg. I wonder if there's any relation to the guy who changed his name randomly to Reno Hogg. All right, show's gone off the rails. So yeah. Might as well get into this conversation. So I'm at the grocery store last night.
Yeah.
And going through the till. I only had like 10 items. I wasn't going to be there long. And this very chatty grocery store teller or whatever, she wasn't even like, hey, how are you tonight? Or like, oh, hey, you need a bag? Like, she just straight up goes. I pull up and I put my stuff up and I walk up to the other side. I'm standing there waiting. She goes, oh, I bit my tongue today. And I was like, oh, okay, that sucks. Like, it really sucks when you bite your tongue. And then I thought that alone would have been strange enough. But she sticks her tongue out right at me. She goes, look at this. Ah. And she had bit her tongue like probably an inch up it. I don't know how she got it that far out. But she's like, yeah, look at this. What do you think? And I was like, well, yeah, you bit your tongue. And she goes, it really hurt when I was eating my salad because of the dressing. I was just like, okay, like
This sounds
that's
like
amazing.
near the end of your shift, just getting it all
Yeah,
out. Like
I
she's kind
guess.
of getting a little hyper now. She's talking about it. Did you touch it? Can I touch it?
Yeah, excuse me. It looks like it's
Presenting it to you,
scabbing.
right?
Can I see this for a second?
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been weird if I went like this.
Well, she's
I don't
she's
know.
showing
Like,
you should.
Belineski says the Hampton Save on Foods. Yes, and you might know the
Oh,
lady.
boy.
She's wonderfully nice. She's probably my favorite teller there, but she's very chatty. But this one, I mean, at least ease me in with a, hey, how's your night going? She didn't even ask me for my Save on Food number. She didn't even say, you got a member card? And she's just like, hey, I bit my tongue. Like, what the hell is going on here? So that was weird to me. Belineski says, she sounds like a serial killer. Who else would do that?
Yeah.
I bet I wouldn't be surprised if Pius, who I worked with at Save On back in the day.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up being a serial killer.
Well,
Pius Fergato.
I could go off the Rolodex of my former coworkers at the Safeways and the co-ops as well, and probably have a handful of individuals that would. No, I mean, that's the magic of working in a grocery store. I should say, I know some countries they require you to serve in the military for a year or two. I think in Canada you should be required to work in a grocery store at least for one calendar year.
I think so. My
to get all the holidays.
Yep,
you work the
100%.
Christmas, you work the Easters, you work the dead summer days, the summer nights. The Halloweens with the pumpkins, the whole bit. You learn customer service. You learn how to deal with people. You learn how to talk to society. Calendar year, 1 year in a grocery store. Mandatory service for everybody in Canada.
Both of my kids could go to medical school and be offered jobs to become doctors, and I would not allow them to do that until they work in a grocery store for a year.
1 year.
It's a legacy hire for my family. Like, I'll be able to walk into that Save On with biting tongue lady and be like, hey, I need jobs for my 18 and 16-year-old kids for a minimum of 1 year. Like, it's going to happen. My kids are going to work at the Hampton Save On Foods. It's just a matter of when they start. I started when I was 15. Yeah. So
you take them
I
there
think
today.
it's
See this, children? This will be yours. You know, you kind of you'll be walking these aisles, facing them.
One guy says, there used to be a specific Save On cashier that I would avoid when I was hungover because they're always way too peppy and chipper.
Yeah.
Do you think I handled this correctly? Like, I just
What'd
was
you
like,
do? You didn't do anything.
I was like, no, I gave her
You're
some
kinda
sympathy.
stunned.
I was
Well,
just
that's
like,
fine.
oh, wow. Yeah, that's
Because you're used to it. You've
that's
worked in a
tough.
grocery
Like-
store. You can have these
Yeah,
conversations.
but I
It's
worked
not
in a
like,
grocery
whoa.
store on and off for like 6 years. I never once bit my tongue and went up to a customer and was like, hey, check it out. I bit my tongue. It hurts.
We had a cashier once, and somebody would say, hey, can you break this bill? And she'd just rip it in half in front of their
No,
face.
she
It was her big party trick. And everybody's like, ooh, you're going to get Donna to break a bill. And so somebody's like, hey, can you break a 20? And she'd rip it and be like, whoa, yeah. Because they're all a little, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, even when I bag.
The customers' money you would do?
Oh, yeah. And then the customer would be like, my God, that's against the law. Like, this is in the early aughts, right, when the internet. And so nobody really, that was a big deal. But, there were some cashiers that I'd avoid when I was bagging. I wouldn't go to there because they were certified.
Yeah,
they could have been a serial killer.
Yeah,
I didn't
you know
wanna...
what's going on there. Yeah, that's Interesting day, man.
I love the grocery business, man.
I always still
Talking about
say,
it gets me
if
fired
this
up.
fails, I will be working at Save On Foods.
Give me a
in the
pallet
Hamptons.
jack.
And I'll be happy with it. I'll be proud of it. I'll work. I
It's
don't
honest
even know
work.
if they do 12 to 8s at night.
It's good,
anymore.
honest work. You like the 12 to
I
8,
love working night shift. Man.
11-7 sucked. That was the worst.
I'd put on roller blades, and I just because it's so smooth, right?
Very smooth. The lighting, the reflection.
We do have Macramalla on today. Jamie McLennan's going to be by in about 10 minutes. Macramalla coming up. Let's get to a few of these Macramalla intros. And remember, a good way to get in on Text of the Day today would be with any sort of text that works with the I'm back clip, because the Oilers, are they? Are they back? What say you? 780-218-9999.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
It's just such a good clip. I hope they lose 2 or 3 more in a row, and then they go on this stretch where they win 4, and you're like, oh, let's play the I'm back clip again.
That's how we want it, yo-yo.
EST legal analyst and guy who was really embarrassed when he mixed up his courtroom and GIMP outfits. I mean, can you imagine walking into a BDSM club in a 3-piece suit? Boy, did he have egg on his face. That's in from Vance Van Vandervan. EST legal analyst and guy whose plan to promote his law firm by becoming an adult film star actually worked really well. That's where Will Fraser first saw Macramalla and booked him for our show 12 years ago or whatever it is. I like that idea. EST legal analyst and guy whose homemade body spray is really starting to affect morale down at the office. EST legal analyst and guy who gets out of shaking hands with people by telling him he was just touching a dead bird he found outside. EST legal analyst and guy who's been asked for the last time to stop posting his erotic poetry up on the grocery store bulletin board. That's a good one as well. EST legal analyst and guy who is suing the entire country and Western music industry after being viciously attacked while line dancing.
The specifics in these are what gets me. Like, it's almost like they've all happened. They're all stories. Then people just add in Macramalla in place of their own name.
EST legal analyst and guy who had a stern conversation with his healthcare provider how booby tassels are considered a medical device and available for reimbursement according to his drug plan. You can keep those rolling in. Keep those rolling in. We got Sports Rewind coming up. Jamie McLennan is going to pop by. At this point, should we be critiquing wins with the Mighty Oil, who have now won 3 in a row, just beat the best team in the Western Conference according to the standings? I think there might be some stiffer tests out there right now with where Vegas is at in their game, but blah, 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 blah. They ended up winning.
Conference leaders.
Blew the lead. Doesn't matter. They ended up winning, and they got the 2 points. They're actually 5 points out of a wild card spot right now with a bunch of garbage teams that they have to
And the team ahead of them right now have lost like 7 straight. So you just keep...
the
right?
Ducks, they're going to be passing the Ducks, and
so
they're never going to look back on the Ducks.
Exactly.
Then it's a matter of trying to catch the red-hot Nashville Predators, who've won 6 in a row. Sports Rewind with Lieutenant Eric right now, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Edmonton Oilers with a 5-4 shootout win over the Golden Knights. Edmonton stretching its win stretch to 3 games. 3 games in a row. They've won 3 straight. Gagne, Janmark, McDavid, and Kane all getting on the score sheet. The club prepared to take on the Jets tomorrow night from Winnipeg. Oilers now a point back of Anaheim for 6th in the division and 5 back of a wild card spot. Elsewhere last night, Stars shutting out the Jets 2-0. Chicago over Seattle 4-3. Canucks best the Ducks 3-1. Tampa lose to Arizona 3-1, and the Wild topping the Blues 3-1. Canucks trading Anthony Beauvillier to the Blackhawks for a conditional 2024 5th-round pick. And earlier yesterday, the Blackhawks initiated the termination of Corey Perry's contract, placing him on unconditional waivers. NBA in-season tournament play, Nets bounced the Raptors 115-103, both teams failing to get out of their group, while the Pacers, Celtics, Bucks, Knicks, Kings, Pelicans, Lakers, and Suns all advancing to the quarterfinals, which begin Monday. Raptors are back on the court tonight when they host the Suns in one of 7 games. Sports update brought to you by Universal Rewind, reminding you that regular motor maintenance will prevent costly downtime. Contact them today to learn more about their motor maintenance services. Choose experience, expertise, and quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
Cross
Whale and the Wolf EST house band. You know, so I was putting some clips into the system last night here, and I threw that one in. We got like Veins and Sharp Knife from the boys as well. That, you know what I think that song would be really good for? If we start grabbing highlights of the goals and playing them over top of that song, like it gets fired up, like, he can do it loud, and then boom, McDavid scores, breakaway.
Hockey Night in Canada, are you listening? Right?
Down the stretch they come. I think that would be a great Hockey Night in Canada
round one of the playoffs type of thing, like that. Yeah, that's your
honestly,
iconic. Yeah,
when that song picks up, I think that could be like, Canadian,
like this. Canadian content.
McDavid, blah, 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 blah. But when it really cranks up, you can have all the collage of body checks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they ramp it up really good here.
Break up the dirt, show me your sins. I wanna know where you've been. And if you tell me first, we can do this quietly.
And then you got like bam, 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 bam.
Well, we can do it loud.
You tell me this couldn't be an NHL playoff song or an Oilers win song? My God, man.
Put it on the video game for crying out loud. Hey,
that would work well on a video game.
Joining Collective Souls Heavy, right?
A bunch of good video game songs. There's a draft for you.
Oh,
songs from video games.
Toe Jam and Earl main theme.
Might be tough
first
to
overall.
Jamie McLennan is going to pop by. Noodles will join us. We'll get into his thoughts on the game. We'll get into his thoughts on the Chicago Blackhawks set to terminate the contract of Corey Perry. We will get into that. Question for you today, if you are listening on TuneIn or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We love you. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Nasty Chat, same goes for you as well. Are the Edmonton Oilers back? They've won 3 in a row. They've scored 17 goals in regulation over those 3 games. They just beat the Vegas Golden Knights. Or are you still waiting to see more? What say you? Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999 or in the Nasty Chat here this morning as well. I know I see some people asking, like, where does Corey Perry land next? Don't you feel like whatever happened, and I know the Hawks came out yesterday and put an end to the rumors, hoping they put an end to the rumors of Corey Perry and Bedard's mom, basically come on saying whatever he did, and they didn't say what he did, but whatever he did, they has nothing to do with a teammate or a family member, but still bad enough that the Chicago Blackhawks have said, you're going on unconditional waivers. We are terminating your contract. Lieutenant Eric, do you think he finds a gig somewhere else?
In the NHL? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think your days are ever really numbered.
I mean, we kind of have to see exactly what this was, though, right? Like,
you would want to do that due diligence, I would think, being an organization. Like, I don't think you're just going to go off yesterday and be like, oh, well, I'm taking the Blackhawks' vague press conference on face value, and away we go. Bring in the worm. Like, I think you do a little more work than that, right?
There has to be more research
like
done on that, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if he ends up landing anywhere, but it's still an interesting move by the Chicago Blackhawks yesterday. It's something we'll get to, but we got lots to. Yeah, there's the statement. We'll come back around to this a little bit later on here with Jamie McLennan, who's going to pop by as always. He is brought to you by our great partners at Pro-Am Sports. Pop in store or just hop online. It's easy to hop online and shop during the Christmas season at Pro-Am-Sports.ca. It was great seeing their crew. I think one of the boys are going to be coming down to the 6 o'clock or lager launch tonight.
Is it Barry?
Well, I mean, I'm sure Barry would want to be there too. Look at Suit Guy today. My goodness, Jamie McLennan joins us today. Noodles, you are looking sharp today. Everybody's going to get a look at him right now. What's up with the early suit, Jamie?
I've got to do some Sports Center duty.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not good because I'm all sweaty. I was running up and down stairs. I worked out at 6 o'clock this morning, so I wanted to get on with my day. Yeah, I probably should unbutton a little bit. I mean, but I'm buttoned up. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up to see you guys. Tell me Are we happy in Edmonton land?
Well,
What's going on?
You know what? I it's funny you bring that up because I hosted our post-game show last night because Tommy Gazzola had some other stuff going on. And I got in there. I was like, oh, man, everybody's going to be pumped up. But people were asking to waive Ryan McLeod. People were pissed off that they blew a 2-goal lead late. And it was funny because as I was going through the game, I'm making notes because I'm doing post-game. And I wrote down, like, the best thing about this game was probably the third period. And then there was 2 goals that Vegas scored to force overtime and eventually a shootout. So not everybody's happy. We were asking the question today of listeners and fans, like, do you view the Oilers as being back? They've scored 17 goals, not including the shootout winner, 17 goals in their last 3 games. They've won all 3 of them. The penalty kill is 18 for its last 18. The power play's back, and Connor McDavid has 12 points in the last 3 games. Like, it feels like they've checked off a lot of boxes to being back, but Jamie, how do you view it?
I do believe they are on the right path to being back.
Okay.
But that being said, this is a team that we saw last year that would give up leads, that would have some pockets of play that were questionable. So I would like to say it's back, but let's put it back to October 15th. This is how this team should have started, with some warts in your game that you work out of. Because I'll be honest, I loved their game last night. But there was about a 5-minute stretch, maybe a little bit more, where Vegas had a push and you didn't have the answers. Now, I was disappointed, and I'm not sure if this came up. I know everyone's talking about Ryan McLeod. You're right. But why is he on the ice? I mean, this is where I would come to a rookie coach and go, you're trying to win in the National Hockey League. This isn't UFA. This isn't the AHL. This isn't the East Coast League. This is the National Hockey League, and at 4-2, that's a lockdown situation. This isn't, push the next line out and give them an opportunity. To the point where, listen, McLeod, I didn't love his game. There were pockets where I thought he didn't handle the puck well. He was on the wrong side of the puck. And, of course, the tying goal, he's kind of in no man's land. So what do? You put him out in overtime, too, which I was perplexed about, where it was him and Connor Brown. This isn't Timbits hockey where they
0 goals.
We're tied with them for goals.
Yeah.
So that was where I thought, okay, I could understand the logic from Chuck Knobloch, I'll call him. It's Chris. Obviously, I don't want to disrespect him, but it's just easier to call him Chuck. But like Chris, I can understand because Connor Brown's a responsible player, and I know he's taken a lot of heat in the market, but when he's on the ice, for the most part, he fell down the other day. It cost him a goal, but he knows what to do, and he looks like he's skating a little bit better. Yes, he's got zeros on the board, but he's a trusted player, and I think that's what they're trying to do is show some trust in Ryan McLeod. But you've just given away a 2-goal lead. I'm sorry, you call a timeout, and you make sure McDavid and Draisaitl or Nugent Hopkins and Kane are available for that 5 minutes because, it's not trying guys out and, hey, let's see. And I understand gut instinct is a lot of coaching. So you've got the gut instinct. Put 2 guys out there that haven't scored. Maybe they go out and score a game winner and their confidence turns. I understand that mentality, but there's a time and place, and I felt like you giving away a 2-goal lead. I don't know if that was the time and place for it, but in the end, it doesn't matter. We can play coach sitting here, but they got 2 points. It wasn't probably the way they drew it up, but as you alluded to, are they back? I think they're on the right track of being back. This is more what that team looks like than what we saw the first 15 games, which was an atrocity.
Connor McDavid back. Dusty mentioned the point totals for him over the last little while, but since getting a puck to the face, Darnell Nurse has been pretty steady as well. Just your thoughts on his game since getting blasted in the nosebleed and the raccoon eyes and everything else like that. I just feel like that may be a turning point of the season, knocking him into play here all of a sudden.
Well, you hope so. And I kept thinking about it watching Darnell and him take a lot of heat, as he does. He makes $9 million. So, when you have that type of check, I kept thinking to myself, why did he earn $9 million? There were times where, the Winnipeg series where he played, it felt like 120 minutes in a game, that type of stuff. He was that trusted source that could be physical, that had some offense to his game. But really took a lot of pride in the details of his game. I remember talking to Jim Playfair, and I'm close with Jim. Obviously, he coached me in Calgary, and I worked with him when I was in player development. Jim would talk about Darnell being a student of the game. and studying game film and wanting to get better. And I kept thinking to myself, watching him out there, this is a shell of himself. And now we're seeing, more what a lot of these players, including Darnell, are capable of. This is the reason why they got paid. This is the reason why they believe this is the core that can do stuff, because McDavid's woken up. Draisaitl looks more comfortable, although I didn't think he had a great night last night.
No, he wasn't moving his legs last night. He was kind of standing around.
I thought he was. I even thought when he's not moving his feet, he at least handles the puck well. I just didn't think he was as sharp last night. But overall, Draisaitl for the most part's back. McDavid's back. I think Nurse looks a lot better. Skinner looks more comfortable, although I didn't, you need a save. I know it's 4 goals on 4 shots or whatever it was. At some point, you need one that hits you and get a little bit of puck luck in a situation. They won the game, so it's hard to criticize a win, but there is some things that still need to be cleaned up. But I do like Nurse's play of late, and I think he's looking more like the old Darnell Nurse.
You mentioned Skinner in there, and I was going to go there next. We've got people asking, hey, ask Jamie what he thought of Skinner last night. I thought in the first period, Skinner was fine. You mentioned it is still 4 goals. The fourth one, the guy's wide open. It was a nice play, batted it out of the air.
Yeah.
People are wondering about the third one, Noodles. There was Adam Ernie sort of got in no man's land, screened him, but he wasn't close to him. He wasn't close to the shooter. It was kind of in a tough spot. So do you hang that one on Skinner, or how do you break that third one down?
I don't hang it on him. But again, if you look at his positioning, he's inside the blue paint, a little deep. There's no backdoor play. There's nothing. So you can probably take a step and just be at the top of your crease. He just kind of just went down, and he didn't see it. Now, from a goaltender's vantage, you can't judge from where the puck is shot because he doesn't see it.
Yeah.
He sees it come past Ernie. So that's where you're judging from when he's going to see that puck. He doesn't have a lot of reaction time there. That's when I come back to positioning. He's a big goaltender, and you can't cheat your positioning where a shot like that all of a sudden perfectly placed or it comes through a screen, it beats you, because I would have liked to see, we'll call it another 6 inches in his depth, a little bit farther out, a little push out. And I think on that play overall, everyone just got a touch complacent, a touch lazy. Everyone was just a slightly late. Gagne's late on that play. Ernie's late on that play. Skinner's not in 100% great position to make that play. He's in position, but he doesn't see it. So he doesn't give himself a chance to just get hit and use his size to his advantage. That's what I saw in that play. And that's what I talk about. You can't cheat the game, because all of a sudden Vegas is a resilient team. They chip away. They know how to win. They know how to play in tight spaces. So, that kind of didn't open the floodgates, but it kind of was like, okay, if you had a pucker meter, you can tell they started to get puckered right then, because it's like, okay, they were in complete control of that game.
Yeah.
Complete control at 4-2. They were rolling it over. They were forechecking. Vegas.
They allowed one shot in the first 12 minutes of the third period, right?
But then the one goal, all of a sudden, here we go. Here's the pucker. How do we react? And that's where I kind of, that's still the work in progress this group has to fight through.
Jamie McLennan with us on the show. Penalty kill has been 18 for its last 18, Noodles. Are you noticing anything that they're doing specifically on that PK right now?
Yeah, really good neutral zone. So you're disrupting a lot of entry.
Okay.
I think the 4 guys as a 4-man unit, you call it, look more in unison. They're very aggressive. They're winning loose puck battles. And for the most part, there were a couple times last night where I thought that could have been a 200-foot clear, and there was a hesitation on the play that ended up costing them more zone time against. But, your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer. I think Skinner's made some good saves on the penalty kill. I also believe they're cleaning the front of the net a little bit better, a little bit more determined. And I liked how aggressive they are at the top of the umbrella, we'll call it. If Vegas set up the umbrella, you've got 1 and 2. And to me, they're taking the right angles and forcing things to the outside, kind of cutting the ice off in half. So they look more organized. That's the one word I would start with, where before, you've heard me say this a million times on your show, the dog park defense, where they just start chasing the puck around. That's not been as evident. on the penalty kill. They look more organized, and hence the success 18 for 18.
Jamie McLennan with us here on the Nielson Show today. If you're listening at EdmontonSportsTalk.com or on TuneIn, you can text us at 780-218-9999. So the Oilers have won 3 in a row. They get a Winnipeg team coming up on Thursday. The Jets have dropped a couple here, but that should be a pretty darn good game. You are all over the Ottawa Senators, Noodles. What can you tell us about the heat being ramped up there a little bit?
Well, it's earned. That's the thing. Like, expectations, you can talk about some of the things that have happened, the Shane Pinto situation, ownership takes over, Steve Stais coming in, Pierre Dorion getting fired. There's a lot of noise around the team. You know what the team needs to do? Play hockey. I've said this with the Oilers too. Their best players have to be their best players. They showed a lot of jam, 170 penalty minutes in the third period, whatever that was the other day. They still lost 5-0. That's the thing that has to be focused on. They need some saves. They need some players to play better and more accountable in critical areas. But I think the heat is turned up, and they can't sit there and have the lip service. We're right there. We're feeling good. You've got to go out and show. Now, the one thing that I'll point out is they went to Sweden. They come back. They've had a really loose schedule.
Yeah.
They've played the least amount of games. They played 17 games. So now it ramps up. They're going to play every second day, really, until mid-January. This is going to make or break their season. So they got to get into a groove and start playing a lot more consistently. But I think everyone in Ottawa is done with the lip service. It's more about, show me what you are made of right now. You're one game under 500.
Post game is interesting around the National Hockey League when Paul Maurice gets pissed off, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's done our job.
Yeah.
He's great in the media. He knows what buttons to press. He knows how to play the media. He knows what word salad to use, what trigger points to hit. So, Mo's a guy that you love having him in Canadian markets to talk, because it gives us lots to talk about, because he's not a coach. He's not Belichick. He doesn't give you one-word answers. And, he's articulate, he's thoughtful, but he understands the marketplace he's in, and he'll hit those hot button topics. So Mo's a treat, and honest to God, he's a godsend for us in the media, because we can pull apart his media and talk about it ad nauseum.
Noodles, before we let you go, we have to get to the Chicago Blackhawks. It's been a messy 3 or 4 days here. Obviously, these rumors pop up online, and you're like, okay, well, when is Chicago going to say something to squash these? They did yesterday. They also, at the same time, have placed Corey Perry on unconditional waivers. If he clears waivers, they will terminate his contract effective immediately, which means something of significance certainly did happen for a guy that was supposed to be brought in to kind of help these younger guys sort of establish themselves in the National Hockey League. I know people are already asking, like, well, where does he go next? What ends up happening next? But there had to have been something pretty bad here for the Hawks to even be allowed to terminate his contract and not have the PA step in here at some point. So just how disappointing do you think this has been for everybody involved?
It's very disappointing for everybody involved, including that organization, obviously, that has now we'll say a track record of the Kyle Beach stuff, which was terrible. And, I'm not going to say good on them, because I don't know what happened, but there should be a zero tolerance policy, and it sounds like there was. I believe why it took so long, and this is just my opinion, I don't have any more insight, and I'm not a lawyer, but it just sounds to me like they wanted to go through the right steps. We'll call it an internal investigation. I guarantee you lawyers had to be involved, HR, everything, because they said if it's a workplace, we'll call it a workplace event or incident, then you have to be mindful if somebody else is involved of their feelings, of their situation as well. So I can understand, and I know us in the media, the fan base, Twitter, everything running rampant with speculation because you want information. But I believe Chicago went through the process first before Kyle Davison had really a scripted narrative, scripted speech yesterday to say, I'm not going to go further into this. But also, I'll go a step further, too. The PA must have had to been involved, because anytime you're terminating a contract for cause, this, to me, there is legal involved. And that's why it speaks to this is a very serious situation that has to be taken seriously. It's unfortunate. I'm not privy to the information, but it's unfortunate because Corey Perry, in my opinion, is a Hall of Fame hockey player. And now this is, depending on if the information trickles out, it's going to have a stain on his legacy. But if it's not deemed as egregious and Chicago just has a no tolerant policy, maybe we will see him again. Again, I don't even want to speculate because I don't know the magnitude of how bad it is, but certainly Chicago has taken it very seriously, and it's their right to do that. And the fact that he was terminated and his contract was nullified, there has to be many legal layers to this before the actual truth gets out. So we haven't heard the last of it, but it's unfortunate. It's a really bad look for everybody involved, and I think Chicago's trying to clean that up. Obviously, having the young golden goose there, to build around at Connor Bedard at 18.
Jamie, before I let you go, where do you come out on putting on the suit and tie every single week for us? What do you think?
What's that? Sorry, you cut out.
I said, where do you come out on putting on the suit and tie every single week for us?
You know what? Like, I think I'm very happy I put a suit and tie on for you guys. You deserve it. Eric looked sharp this morning. He combed his hair, put a hat on, washed his beard.
Growing it back out for you here.
Getting a comb. He's got a comb. He's running the beard comb. I like that.
Combed his beard. I love it. So you guys are great. Yeah, I felt like I had to be A1 for you this morning.
Yeah, that's great.
Looks awesome.
You brought it, man. You brought it. That's great. All right, man. We'll talk to you next Wednesday. See you later.
See you guys.
There you go. That's Jamie McLennan, absolute beauty. That's why he's on the beauty list.
No
man.
pants,
we put him
eh?
on the beauty
No
list
pants.
like half a decade ago.
No pants.
No pants,
No
for
pants.
sure. I'm not even sure he's got ginch
nothing.
on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It was just so his balls are
Burn
just
that
hanging
seat.
out the whole segment. That's amazing. As always, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned fan gear and fan cave specialist, located on St. Edward Trail, 1 block north of the Yellowhead, or online at proamsports.ca. Like you, they are fans too. So after a win, you want to go in and celebrate? Go celebrate with the Cooks and Boys. After a loss, you want to go in and bitch? Usually do it with us. But if you want to pop by Pro-Am and complain a little bit too, pick a little something up while you're there, and I'm sure they'll be all right with it.
Yeah, after a win, if you want to be. Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
why
really
not?
matter. Glass half full, half empty,
Why
whatever
not?
it is. Yeah.
He did say you're looking pretty good today. You know why you're looking good?
My Dwight Yoakam shirt? Oh.
Well, first of all, you can never look bad in a Dwight Yoakam shirt. Look at this thing. Unbelievable. But your Edmonton Sports Talk hat, man.
Yes.
They look good. I was wearing one last night in the post game. Maddie's all done up in EST gear today.
Yeah, he's...
Are you not going home before the
No.
Okay, I was going to say
I don't know
that's
when the
why you're
mugs are
already swagged
coming.
up.
I don't know when the mugs are coming.
So you have to wait here for the mugs to arrive?
Well, they're coming here.
Do they come to the office, all that
Yeah.
stuff? Oh.
So it's in Edmonton. I was
Yeah,
looking.
yeah.
They're in Edmonton now.
Oh, they are in Edmonton.
They're at the facility in Edmonton, so I'm waiting for them. So
Which facility? Can we?
Pure later.
Maybe does anybody
There's
work at
six-
Pure later and
there's
you can
6
just bring us
boxes.
these mugs?
6 boxes of them coming.
6 boxes of mugs?
We have 216 coming.
Oh, so they'd be smaller boxes.
There's 4.
I'm going to guess they're only like this.
I have no idea. So no, it's but like so very close for Nasty Club being sent out. But
Yeah.
the shirts, this champion sweater, and I got a couple of hoodies that just have arrived. They're different than what we got prior in our first order.
Oh. Okay,
Well,
okay.
What we got was only 2 colored.
Now it's 3
We
colored.
didn't, but everything is full 3 colored, and they look sharp. Hive did just an amazing job. Like
Yeah.
this champion sweatshirt, I should have ordered more.
to let people know
I
you've
should have
got-
ordered more.
you've nothing on underneath.
Come over here.
Nothing on
This
underneath.
is,
It's right
this
to
is
the
nothing
skin.
on. He's bare nipping
He's
it here.
feeling great.
Look at this sweater.
You can.
Are you kidding me?
The
No
softness,
hoodie on
eh?
this thing. No hoodie on that. That looks real nice. This is the first time I've worn a sweater without a hood in a long time, too. By the way, not only did I bring in 4 bags of cool bag gear for you guys, I also have a full box full of XLs, like for Gager and Mill. I just was like, I'm going to bring it in. Maddie can put it somewhere. I don't know.
Well, I'll be storing a lot of stuff
Exactly.
right away
That's
here.
why I figured it would work out well. It's another box of things to organize.
I thought I forgot what I was
Throw
going
them
to
down
say
to
now.
the spa.
No, I was just going to say it's all because of our official merch partner. The promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out. TheHiveProductMarketing.com.
Yeah, like for this was exclusive for some Nasty Club members. That was it. We didn't put it up in our store, but there was the offer of a curved hat, not just a flat brim hat. And those I hadn't seen those until they arrived last week. I didn't know what and they look pretty sweet.
I got a couple of those coming, right?
You have they're
here.
Or
are they coming in?
Or are they going to come in the next order? I'll have to find out when I sort all the Nasty
So much
Club
merch.
first.
So much merch.
But yeah, so anyone because I reached out to all the Nasty Club members. If you got that Nasty Club, you got an email. People have told me whether they want the flat brim or a regular curve.
Yeah.
The regular curve ones, they look pretty sharp too. So.
They do look good, and you can curve it in. My regular curved one, it's been curved in pretty good.
No, that's a flat.
My
that's a
flat
flat.
one's been curved in
We've
pretty
got
good,
the regular, like the hat you have is designed to be curved.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what we got for some of the Nasty Club members. So like everything we got from the Hive has just been out of the park. And we got a couple. If you come to Alleycat tonight to try the beer 4 to 7. Couple little treats will be there too.
Are we gonna have extra stuff around to like the point where we could like take 10 hats and just sneak them into Pro-Am and like where all the NFL hats are?
And
we
just sell
put
them?
like 10 Edmonton Sports Talk hats.
Like sell them or?
Yeah, sell them.
Well, we will have I purchased.
That'd be kind of cool. Actually,
we have a little bit of inventory
go
coming
pick up
in.
the Edmonton Sports Talk stuff at Pro-Am.
We do have a little bit of inventory coming in. I have
Jack. What do you think?
I've ordered extra for us to sell on the side once we get into the new year and stuff. So it's all coming. But yeah, the Hive did amazing work. But yeah, we'll have a couple little small treats.
That's a sweater fitting of a commissioner that comes in from Kevin Starrett.
Yeah, and to my fellow commissioner there, Kevin, of the 2 CFL Fantasy Leagues. I'm just talking about my CFL Fantasy. What are you talking?
No, we thought you were back.
Are you trying to get rid of Quinn already?
We would never get rid of.
Are you guys looking to get rid of Quinn already? Like
we already
that
have a
quickly?
slogan for it. Did you not hear it yesterday?
No, I don't listen.
Long live the Quinn.
Yeah.
I don't listen to your show when I'm not here.
Oh my God.
No, it's
unbelievable. This guy.
Yeah, no, it's why are you playing that clip then? Like.
Well,
it seems like you're already. Are you trying to push Quinn out this quickly?
I'm not pushing Quinn out this quickly.
Sorry, Quinn. This is what you're already having to deal with. I
Oh my
apologize.
God, Quinn. Don't listen to this guy. He's jealous.
Jess Jackson chiming in, 780-218-9999.
Good.
Morning, dudes. If there
cool.
was someone who didn't have their SHIT together in order merch in time, will there be more available to order?
Jess, text me.
Well.
Text me, Jess.
Okay.
I could
Jess
get that.
is a parent. I mean, she's too busy sometimes.
I've got some stuff that we could make it. We could work it out, or you could purchase. I'll take care of you.
There
Jess,
we go.
for that.
That's nice. That's nice. Let's get into our cool bet hotline of the day. Man, you know what really sucked about all of it last night? My cool bet hotline today was the Oilers in regulation. And they were up 2 with 7 minutes left. And you're thinking, I'm back.
See, that's why you're half empty.
You're pretty excited about that. That's
it's a win, but it's not a win-win-win.
I'm half full today. I'm sitting here telling people to calm down. They won the bloody game.
But they could have won it in regulation.
Which
would have been a win-win.
Real teams win in regulation. You know, that's when you
on the
really know
line.
you're back. All right, Mr. Lean, what are you liking tonight, buddy?
Credit to YouTube Trev yesterday. We were doing pregame, brought up Janmark.
Yeah, he did.
And he said, Janmark goal. I was like, it's plus 720 or whatever it was. I was like, maybe you don't want to do that. He's like, no, Janmark is going to score tonight. So credit to YouTube Trev for getting the Janmark goal yesterday. I got an initial disclaimer. There's emotions tied to this, so that's part of this.
Oh, my goodness.
Champions League.
This must be soccer.
Champions League. It's called football.
He's on the ropes. He's on the ropes.
Galatasaray is hosting Manchester United. Galatasaray really just needs a draw to then go into the last match day to where if they win against Copenhagen, they move on in Champions League. United really needs the win here. They're going on the road.
Tough spot.
A very tough spot.
I think they say welcome to hell when you go there.
Absolutely.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell.
I'm leaning on a draw in this one.
Nothing more soccer than leaning on a draw.
I could see neither team scoring today.
Galatasaray don't need any.
They don't. They need the draw. That's what they. That's all they really need in this.
Galatasaray? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Galatasaray.
I love the way it sounds.
It's like a star.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
They're not gonna be pushing the match. I don't think much, and I just don't know if United's gonna be able to go. They even last year with Erik ten Hag, they are not a good away team.
Yeah.
So it'd be a draw, which would suck.
Just a lean
from a United perspective, not from a betting perspective or an entertainment. Like just.
You take a draw, you take a draw. Right?
No, not United. We need the win. We need the 3. We desperately need the 3. Come on, Ten Hag. Let's go, boys. Let's get this done. Man, we've screwed up a lot in Champions League this year.
That's the latest from Mr. Lean. Your cool bet hotline of the day, light night in the NHL. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the total in the Capitals-Kings game up to 6.5, and then take the under minus 123. The under 6.5 at minus 123 in the Kings and Cavs. I could see the Kings winning this game like 4-1-ish, 4-2-ish, which is why I want to bump it up to 6.5 and then have the under minus 123. So your cool bet hotline of the day: Los Angeles Kings, Washington Capitals, under 6.5 goals at minus 123. Obviously, we will have more from Cool Bet on the Lock Shop today. A huge shout out to Jake and Pat for sending over all the new swag in those. So in the swag bags I put together for you.
Is there a little note?
There's going to be like, you got a sweater like this. Yeah. There's hoodies in 2 of them, but I have some smaller hoodies that I found last night. I still had around, so they'll be in the big box.
I don't need one.
So you don't like hoodies?
I'll take a sweater.
Okay, well, you got a sweater in there. Now, what size? Like, you guys are all close to the same size.
Yeah.
So I got 2 medium bags and 2 large bags.
I'll take a medium.
I need a medium.
Well, then I guess Tommy and YouTube Trev are on the large train.
Because I could go to small. I go the other way.
You can wear small clothes right now?
Actually, honestly, this champion sweater.
My 8-year-old son wears small adult things.
This champion sweater is a little big.
God,
I'd almost go with a small with this one, but I haven't really washed it yet.
But anyway, there's 3 hats in each of these things for you guys.
3
Plus
each?
2. Yeah, 3 different hats.
Whoa.
You guys are getting today. It's a nice little bag. So thanks to the Cool Bet boys, and we should have some extra Cool Bet stuff kicking around. Actually, what I did bring in, they sent us like 400 keychains, so you can throw some of these Cool Bet keychains into the Nasty Club if you want to. Nice,
bring them down tonight too.
Well, I'll bring them down tonight too for sure.
Bring a few of
yeah,
those.
no, that's for sure. All right, let's get to a sports update. We have free advice coming up for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with? And if you want to meet Damon Bunting today, he's going to be joining us for the launch of the 6 o'clock Lager at Alley Cat from 4 to 7 today. You don't have to stay for the full 3 hours. I mean, we'll be there for 3 hours. But you can pop by for 20 minutes if you want.
Bunting will be signing autographs for like an hour. We'll sit him up at a table.
We've got a Damon Bunting autograph signing spot and a Gauger kissing booth. So we'll have that down there for you at Alley Cat later on.
Congrats to Matt Cassian on winning the Constructors title in our F1 Fantasy League.
Start.
Congratulations, Cass. Well done.
As Gauger said, there was no Constructors
It's called Formula One Fantasy. How do you not have a Constructors Championship when we have 2 cars that are going?
You're not a commish anymore. It doesn't matter.
I am a commish. The Dunya, the greatest CFL Fantasy League there is, going on to year 9.
For a 4-team league. Yeah. All right, let's get into a sports update with Lieutenant Eric for Park Mazda. And then we'll get to free advice. What do you need help with? Life advice, relationship advice, fantasy football, fantasy hockey advice. We're here for you. So let us know, 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat as well, where I am seeing people saying, trade McLeod and trade Campbell. That's all I want for Christmas. So, I mean, you win 3 in a row and, oh boy.
Oilers pick up their 3rd straight win, 5-4 in a shootout over the Golden Knights. Gagne, Janmark, McDavid, and Kane all getting on the score sheet. Edmonton travel to Winnipeg to take on the Jets tomorrow night. Oilers now 5 points back of a wild card spot. Other action last night. Jets shut out by the Stars 2-0. Chicago over Seattle 4-3. Wild top the Blues 3-1. Tampa lose to Arizona 3-1. And the Canucks besting the Ducks by a score of 3-1. Canucks trading Anthony Beauvillier to the Blackhawks for a conditional 2024 5th-rounder. And Blackhawks initiated the termination of Corey Perry's contract yesterday, placing him on unconditional waivers. NBA in-season tournament play. Nets bouncing the Raptors 115-103. Both teams failing to get out of their group, while the Pacers, Celtics, Bucks, Knicks, Kings, Pelicans, Lakers, and Suns will all advance to quarterfinal play, which begins Monday. Raptors are back on the court tonight. They'll host the Suns in one of 7 games. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and Mitch Lewicki. Mitch tries to shoot his age on the front 9, but he always ends up shooting his weight instead.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
All right, Wednesday morning with the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. 780-218-9999. Jack from Pro-Am has texted me and said they would love to sell our stuff at Pro-Am if we can make that work. So that would be kind of cool.
A pop-up inside.
That'd be cool, like a little pop-up store inside Pro-Am, which would be kind of neat. And then we could be like, hey, if you want to get your hands on Edmonton Sports Talk hats or T-shirts, go to Pro-Am. That's kind of. I mean, that's kind of cool.
They're fans.
Now, with
just
that
like
being
us.
said, will he also get us the branded thongs that we were talking about for a long time?
This is our in to get.
You want to know something? If they agree to sell our stuff,
would you get branded thongs?
We just get them. Here we go, Jack.
Jack, surprise!
The big box.
Edmonton Sports Talk has launched a filthy line, and you're also going to be selling that.
Oh, we meant to send you the hats, Jack. Oh, sorry. Here, I'll just sell those for now.
Here's a box of thongs and toys that we'd like you to sell at Pro-Am. That'd be great. All right, let's get into free advice for Damon Bunting, the best local slumlord you'll find. You can find him at DamonBunting.com, buying or selling. And look, we know you're not like buying and selling every 2 weeks. But, lock it away in the old brain there. When it is time to buy or sell, get it done with just one of the nicest dudes you're ever going to meet. He loves wrestling. He loves local sports. He's just a good dude. Visit DamonBunting.com or on Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate as well. And, he'll take care of you. You will be in good hands with Damon Bunting. What do you need help with today? Free advice. Let's go. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Vada is in. Says, my wife doesn't like me playing hockey Friday nights at 8, but I already paid for a full spot. She wants to hang out with people, but we have time for that on Saturdays and Sundays. What do I do? How's that for a start to free advice, right?
You paid the money already. You can't. It's the money, right?
He's already paid.
Your financial commitment here, right?
You're supposed to back out of a financial commitment?
Wasting
what
money.
type of man would your husband be if he ended up bailing on a Friday night hockey spot at 8 o'clock, which is an amazing time slot on a Friday because you're done probably by like 9:30, and then you're out in the parking lot with the boys for 2.5 hours. You're rolling back in home by midnight, and you're still getting a good night's sleep so you can go and do things with your wife for all of Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you have kids, I think it changes this equation a little bit because you got a bunch of kids stuff in the weekend. But if you're just a husband and a wife, I mean, it's important to have physical activity in your life.
Pro-Am Sports in the nasty chat. No.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Hey, you want the deal? It goes both
you want our
ways here.
stuff or you don't want our stuff?
You take it all.
You
put the thongs at the bottom of the box, right? Like he's unpacking. No!
Surprise! If we don't want them folded and put on a little shelf, we want them on hangers, right? On hangers in there. I bet you we could sell 4 or 5 thongs. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I'd wear one.
Jonas would wear one.
Yeah. 780-218-9999. Guys, what do I do with Cooper Kupp? Do I start Jaden Reed over him? No, you can't. You can't go there with Cooper Kupp. You have to start Cooper Kupp because Cooper Kupp could end up having one of those games to get you. Did you have Cooper Kupp, Matty, in the rusty truck?
Yeah, it cost me this week.
Ooh, well, tough guy to ask in this spot right now.
Wow. I'm actually thinking, do I move him in this offseason?
Yeah, but are you going to not start him the rest of the way? Who are your other receivers? Devontae Smith?
Devonta Smith is the big one that's on the bench.
Keenan Allen?
Well, I have Keenan Allen. I have St. Brown.
Yeah, see, now for those guys, I would start those guys over Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, no,
I'm not starting Jaden Reed over Cooper Kupp.
Well, I have Jaden Reed on my bench.
You have Jaden Reed too?
Yeah. I'm looking at, for next year keepers. Because, yeah, I'll start. Allen and St. Brown are my 2 starters. I'm going to now go, I think, Smith over Kupp moving forward. But I'm thinking about, do I trade Cooper Kupp in this offseason? Because we have 5 keepers.
I don't think. Well, no, that's a good point.
And I've Justin
probably wouldn't be able
Fields.
to get a ton for him.
I don't,
anymore,
but I'm not going to be able to. I have Fields.
3 receivers.
I have Mostert. I have Allen. I have St. Brown. I have Kupp. I have Reed, and I have Smith, and I can only keep 5.
Yeah, you probably.
So I'm probably losing Reed. So do I keep Mostert or Cup? Like that's that. I have big questions going.
Be hurt, like
I know, but then I don't have a running back. But I did find
you do
Mostert.
want a running back.
So that's. But so for Cup, I like. It's one of those. Well, this weekend was it for this weekend? He said. Was that the question? From
yeah,
the
it was
listener?
for this weekend.
Because just looking quick, the Browns are number 1 against receivers. Chiefs are number 7.
Yeah, it's not
so
ideal.
They're tough matchups
I think
either
I'd
way.
go with the experience of Cooper Kupp in that spot. This text in says, guys, with Lamar on a bye, do I go Carr versus Detroit throwing to nobody or Love versus KC? I would go Carr versus. Although Love had a really nice game, but that was against Detroit. Detroit's defense is a little bit questionable. It's just going to be tough against the Kansas City Chiefs for Love, so I'd probably go Carr. Against Detroit, let's get to some other ones. This is a good one that came in via text message. My place of employment wants to do a Secret Santa for every single day in December. I'm new. I'm only 4 months in. Do I opt out of the Secret Santa, or do I suck it up and stay in? So you have to bring in a Secret Santa gift. Probably only like $5, $10.
I'm wondering on that, too, because that's
it can't be like a $50 every single day Secret Santa.
Again, the money is the issue here. What was the
But you're new guy. You're
new
new
guy.
guy.
Like
He's only
first year
been
in the
there
job?
4 months.
Okay, yeah. So I think you have to play the game.
You got to opt in.
You got to play the game like that. I know it's
or do
4
you
months.
just set the tone early and be like, I'm not that guy.
Well,
because if you opt in, then you're like, oh, look at this. He's a great group guy, and even though you don't like it, you're putting yourself in a tough spot moving forward.
4 months, like first major holiday he's probably experienced. Like, did he dress up for Halloween? He or she? Like, was
That's
that
a great
thing, too?
question.
Because I just want to know how committed you are to the game. Because 4 months, you're still kind of on a probation here. What you kind of do for Christmas, right? And kind of how much you show yourself to your coworkers. Like maybe if you're a bah humbug, they might see and like, you don't want them around too much.
Yeah, but I don't think you can like fire somebody in January because they were a bah humbug during the holidays.
You can make excuses though and dress it up like that. I say you play the game. You go through it. You grit your teeth. You spend the $10 or $50, whatever it is. But then you revisit it next year if it doesn't. Then
you're the guy who bailed on Secret Santa, meaning you didn't like it last year.
But that's
a
year. Nobody will remember like what happened before. You can just be like, I'm taking myself out of it.
What do you think on this one? Hit us up, 780-218-9999. Dusty, rest of season, Austin Eckler or Bijan Robinson? I would probably still go Eckler, even though some places where I look, they do have Robinson higher for rest of season rankings, but I would probably still go Austin Eckler in that spot. Boys, for the past 3 weeks, someone's been parking in front of my house. It's a guy who lives 6 houses down the street, but all of a sudden, he's essentially parking in my spot. What the hell am I supposed to do about this?
Is it on the street?
So, it sounds like it's on the street, which isn't. I mean,
there's no parking spot there at that.
There's
point.
nobody's spot.
Sorry, that's the way.
But the guy's 6 houses down. Why does he park in front of his own house?
Maybe there's a fire hydrant in front of his house.
But did he just recently put in a fire hydrant?
Maybe he never
happened for the last little while.
Maybe he didn't have a car before or something.
Rick, what would you do? Like you don't park. You park in the garage in the back.
Two-car
Right? So
garage. I had a underground parking. Like I don't. The issue with my house is though is I live by a hospital, and a lot of people that work there will park in front of my house because the public parking.
Oh, the
is
hospital's
cut
right
off.
around there. Yeah.
So if you have to like move, if I have to do anything outside in the front, like I'm pretty much hooped. I'm at the whim.
Like
of
if
the
you were
public.
ever supposed to pull your car out front for something, or
having guests over or anything like that. I mean, they're walking down the block, so
You can't talk to anyone about that because what you say, public property is my spot.
you can't.
It's
No,
a tough.
free
It's a
reign.
tough.
It's free reign.
a free reign.
I'd
right?
buy a second vehicle.
Well, you park there.
Park it there.
A placeholder.
That's just a placeholder vehicle.
Well, when I lived at
Real
home,
chunker.
when I did live at home with my parents, we usually parked my dad's truck in the one spot in front of our house on the street, and then we had the driveway and stuff where I'd park and things like that. So there is that way where you kind of always put your spot car there.
The people in the neighborhood know. Like you
But in the end, it's fair. You can't, if someone gets there, you can't go up to someone and say, that's my spot, because it's public property at that point, street parking. It's not, as long as they're not on your driveway or blocking your driveway. You don't have much.
Buy a
to do.
beater and park it in front of his house. Like go get a $600
Fight fire
vehicle
with fire.
that you have to tow. You can't even drive it. You have to tow it.
Real
And then
heavy.
you park it in front of his house in the ultimate one-up.
An old steel, like
Yeah,
a real
and
heavy
then
car,
and then that's your bargaining chip. When you go and ask him, he's like, "Hey man, can you stop parking in front of my house?" And he's like, "No, man, I can't do it. Sorry." And you say, "Well, I guess what's over there now? I'm not moving that unless you stop parking in front of my house." Or you just fist fight him. right? You fist fight them, old school
Old
West
showdown.
West
Yeah,
style,
yeah.
a showdown, and whoever wins gets the spot right out in front of the
Cul-de-sac,
house.
high noon, you and me. Maybe the Parker is just trying to passively aggressively piss this guy off. It kind of seems like that.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, he's trying to get under his skin. Maybe you're sleeping with his wife. That car in the street guy sounds like an old guy complaining about people walking on the sidewalk in front of his house. You don't own the road, man.
Yeah.
And Richard says there's an unwritten rule that you do not park in front of someone's house if they park there.
I agree with
the unwritten rule. Yeah, so he's breaking an unwritten rule.
But you can't go complain about that.
Well, I mean, you can complain to the city about certain vehicles parking in certain places.
Not on that one, though.
Maybe not on that one. I know in like our cul-de-sac it's been done.
And like you could go talk to the guy and be like, "Hey, that's in front of my house. Could you try not to park there?" But ultimately, he doesn't have to do that. He could keep parking there.
People are going straight to the tires on this one. Like that's
What?
the nasty
Oh my
chat.
goodness, you
the
guys.
nasty chat ain't playing here. It's send a message quick.
Jeez Louise. I guess you got to do what you got to do.
So what'd your wife do there? She called us.
She called somebody and complained about somebody parking like right in front of her
So
house.
it was like a serial parker?
But
like
if they were horribly parked.
Yeah, that's not
like it was this huge van, and it like right in front of our house there's a little curve.
Yep.
And they were parked so that the back of the van like went way out into the street. And my wife doesn't mess around, man. She made the call. And you know what happened? That van was moved by the next day and has never been back since. So
not since, message sent.
Love you, babe.
My brother makes fun of me publicly for playing ball hockey. How do I get back at him? That comes in from Paulie G.
Well, I think you should probably text your mom and complain about it. Oh, that's too good, man. I hope Paulie's got to come for a beer tonight.
Paul, I love you.
Paulie's
Get
got to
on down
come for
there,
a
man,
beer
please.
tonight.
There's no chance.
I mean, he has
Gee,
to.
come on.
He has to. All right, it sounds like we got some legal issues, and there's only one man that can help us right now, and that is Eric Macramalla. Let's get to some of these intros that rolled in. EST legal analyst and guy who was really embarrassed when he mixed up his courtroom and GIMP outfits. I mean, can you just imagine walking into a BDSM club in a three-piece suit? Boy, did he have egg on his face. That's a good one. EST legal analyst and guy whose plan to promote his law firm by becoming an adult film star has actually worked really well. EST legal analyst and guy who gets out of shaking hands with people by telling them that he was just touching a dead bird he found outside. Oh, no, sorry, I can't. I was touching a dead bird. EST legal analyst and guy who's been asked for the last time to stop posting his erotic poetry up on the grocery store bulletin board. And it's got those little tags at the bottom with the phone number. Like, if you'd like more poetry, please take one of these and give me a call. EST legal analyst and guy who mixed up his Christmas card invitations with his orgy invitations, but still went ahead with it because he's a man of his word, which is a good one as well. EST legal analyst and guy who put himself through law school working as an extended care escort servicing senior moms in their golden years, Eric Macramalla. He joins us this morning. Macramalla, good morning, buddy. How are you?
My man, it's like I'm listening to Lou Gehrig. What I mean by that is that there is a wonderful echo. And so all I'm hearing is everything twice. I got to say that your listeners are so good that when you hear the text for the second time, it's even funnier. Now, I can't respond to the lascivious ones because I want to hang on to my legal license. I will say, however, going back to what you said about the car on the street is that, if you have a home, you don't own the street as well. Nor do you own the sidewalk. And it's very much like that weirdo at work when people used to go to work. They get in the elevator, and then the elevator door is closing, and someone puts their hand in, and it stops, and they get in, and that person goes, as if suddenly, by virtue of walking into the elevator, you have now asserted ownership over the elevator.
That's a good point.
So if you're that person who goes, I can't believe that, or someone comes in and hits a button before you're, here's a newsflash, 2 newsflashes. Number 1, you don't own the elevator. Number 2, you were an idiot. So that's all I want to say about that.
Eric Macramalla with us on the show this morning. But where do you come out on the unwritten rule? Like what unwritten rule of not parking in front of somebody else's house? Because can you take an unwritten rule to court?
Well, it's very much like the unwritten rules in hockey. They're stupid. So I think it's not written down for a reason because no one in the right mind believes it should be a rule. People park in front of my house all the time. They put the helicopter there or whatever. People will park their vehicles in front of my house. And I don't think, oh, no, this is my house. You can't park there. That's just the way it is, right? When you live in a society, you share space and time with everybody around you. It's not about you. It's not about you, you entitled little wieners.
Clip it. That's a great clip. I like that.
Yes, right.
All right, we have to get to the Chicago Blackhawks because, I mean, let's start. How do you think they've handled this? Considering everything that's happened in this organization in the past, how do you think, like, we don't even know what this has been, but, Jamie McLennan was on earlier today, and he said, it sounds like they went through the right process, and then now they're going through the process of terminating the contract of Corey Perry, which makes me think something of significance has happened here, Eric Macramalla. So how do you break this down for us?
Well, I do have a theory as to what happened. I can share that with you in a minute.
Okay.
With respect to your more pointed question, how the Blackhawks handled it, my initial reaction is they were inept.
Okay.
They underreacted to Kyle Beach. We know that.
Yep.
We get it. We understand it, and we accept it. And so now it seems they don't know how to react at all. What they should have done is when the idiotic rumor materialized online through X/Twitter, they should have immediately issued a press release saying we're conducting our due diligence, we're investigating the matter. As a side note, the rumors that have arisen on social media are absolutely and uncategorically untrue.
Like, do that 2 to 3 days ago type of thing.
Right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Right away. When you get first sniff of it. Because you've got Connor Bedard, the face of your franchise for the next 10 to 15 years. You really don't want that to linger in any manner.
Is there any
So I thought
reason
that was inept.
Is there any reason they wouldn't put out that fire like immediately? It seems so
No.
obvious to us, but
Yeah, no, you can say what you want without crossing the line. See, this is Davidson yesterday. I think before he almost cried the first time, what he was saying was this is a personnel matter.
Yeah.
So there's a level of confidentiality that is associated with that. Namely, the employee that brought forward the complaint, you can't reveal that person's identity, necessarily what happened. Same thing with Corey Perry. You have to keep that confidential. But Eric, you could still make public statements to ensure that people are processing this in the right way.
Right.
You said
Now,
you have a
if
theory.
you want,
Yeah, go ahead.
What I was going to say is when I was watching the press conference yesterday, Davidson twice referred to this as, quote, a workplace matter.
Workplace matter, yeah.
When I heard that, that's kind of a legal term that the lawyers might give him. So right away, in my mind, it suggested workplace harassment. And in the state of Illinois, where Corey Perry signed his contract, as in many other states and in Canada as well, you can fire someone for cause that is terminate their contract and not pay them if they engage in harassment in the workplace. Something that's so outside the scope of their employment obligations that you can terminate them with cause that is not pay them. So when I heard that term and kind of the surrounding circumstances, my sense was that's one possible reason. I don't know. That's
like
one
just
possible
harassing a
reason why he was
staff member
terminated.
within the organization type of thing.
And then this morning I heard that ESPN had reported that there was an incident with an employee of the Blackhawks. So that further, in my mind, supports the possibility that this might have been harassment. And that's why he could be fired and be fired with cause. Now, the NHLPA can still grieve this.
That's what I was wondering. Where do they factor into this, man? Like,
yeah, I mean, they have a I think it's 60 days to grieve the termination of the deal. At law, terminating a contract, you need to meet a really high legal standard. Now, sexual harassment, if that's one, if that occurred, then that would form the reasonable basis to terminate the deal and not pay him. But look, Don Fear, before Mike Walsh's predecessor as the head of the NHLPA, man, he grieved everything. The players were out of catch-up. He would grieve that. Someone didn't hold a door for a player, they would grieve that, right? Because Don Fear gets, my mandate as the head of the NHLPA is look out for the best interests of the player population as a whole. Fast forward to Shane Pinto, he's suspended for half the season because someone else accessed his account and bet on non-NHL games. If Pinto had accessed his own account and bet on non-NHL games, he wouldn't have been suspended. So that strikes me as an instance where maybe the NHLPA need to stand up. So we'll see what they do here. But if the evidence is strong that Corey Perry did something unlawful, then it will be difficult to grieve this successfully.
At what point would the PA have already been brought into this or will be brought into it now?
the PA would have been advised.
Like during the investigation, like, hey, we're looking into this.
There was an investigation. And really, even if they grieve and they're successful, Corey Perry doesn't get his job back with the Blackhawks. That Blackhawks ship has sailed. He would get paid out, whatever is left on his deal. So that's kind of where it stands with him. But, going back to your first question, man, I got to say, I was disappointed with how the Blackhawks have handled this, man. You got to do a better job than this. It's like there was no damage control at any point in time.
No, and that was the thing. Like, you allowed your number one guy and his family to just get raked over the coals for 48 hours. I don't know how there's not a quick statement being like, hey, those rumors, that's not true. Like that. I don't know why it took so long. I mean, you're the bloody lawyer. You're the blood-sucking lawyer, as they said in Jurassic Park.
And,
right?
In 13 years, I've never sent you a bill, and I feel like it's time. I still
There's
have.
going to be a huge bill along the way.
You sent me a Christmas card with you and Will.
Yes, and Eric.
Right?
Yeah.
And Eric in it. I still have it. It's still taped to the inside of my little storage area in my office. My little, what would you call it? Little, put my suits in and stuff. Like I'm just
a very important place. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's where I keep all my secrets.
Yeah.
And you also sent me a TSN 1260 golf shirt, which I still have, but I don't longer fit into.
You can burn that now.
Yeah. Oh, I have.
Yeah.
I have. But it's funny. It won't catch fire. But I need that hat. I need the hat Kenny G is wearing, because that hat.
Oh, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
we should get him an Edmonton Sports Talk hat.
Christmas
Hey,
is
Matty,
coming,
we
Eric.
got to
Yeah.
have one for this guy.
Absolutely.
The hat, honestly, you guys knocked it out of the park with that hat. You've knocked all this out of the park. Please, you guys are Mavericks. You guys are trailblazers. You are setting a trend. What you need is you need an icon on people's phone that they can just hit to then connect directly to your feed.
Wait until you see the lanyards.
Yeah, just download the
That'll
free
blow your
TuneIn
mind.
app, man. That'll do that for you.
It'll do what? Sorry.
Just download TuneIn. It's a free app, and we're on there with all the other radio stations. So
you
just
are.
click it.
TuneIn? It's called
TuneIn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll really like it.
This is how I listen.
You'll really like
I
it.
listen. I'm not even in your market. The Oilers, I sense a level of connection to your franchise because I'm a Canadiens fan, and both organizations are a dysfunctional mess. So I listen to your show because, well, it's fun. It's funny. I enjoy it. You guys are good at it. You know what I'm saying? You're the opposite of the Blackhawks. You're good at this.
And with that, we'll say we love you, and we'll talk to you next week.
I love you guys more than Corey Perry will love his lawyer. Take care.
There you go. That is Eric Macramalla. I thought, as much fun we have with Macramalla, he did a really good job breaking down what the heck's going on there with Corey Perry.
Yeah, and I just to the larger, I just don't know why you wouldn't want to get in front of those rumors going around and saying, hey, it could be a multitude of other things, but it's not this. With this star golden goose, as Noodles said, that is on our team right now. I just don't. I don't understand how you let that happen.
We were talking about it on Two Guys and a Goalie yesterday because the announcement, David said, hadn't spoke yet. And we were like, why has the Hawks not said anything on this?
If it's not that, dispel that. Throw the cold water
on
on that.
I know a lot of people are like, well, does they have to go through the legal process, blah, 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 blah. We just had a lawyer on who said they could have come out and made a quick statement that said, we are currently investigating this, but the rumors that are out there right now are factually ridiculous. Like, they could have done that 2 days ago, but they didn't. So I like that. Like, I see a lot of people praising the Hawks for how they went through the investigation, and obviously there's but I like the fact that Macramalla looks at it from a legal side of things and goes, well, they could have said this, and the entire thing has been handled in an inept fashion. So that's a good take from Eric Macramalla, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch has had him on retainer for a decade, just in case
No Christmas
he
cards
needs
either.
hilarious representation. All right, you know what we need right now? We need somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual is up for grabs. Just text Mr. Lean at 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Let him know that you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. We'll get to that coming up. If you have any questions for 3 questions too many, we've got some non-Oilers questions right now. If you have an Oilers question for 3 questions too many today, text that over right now or throw it up in the nasty chat. I'll snake it from the nasty chat. We'll give you an answer on that. 3 questions coming up as well. And it's a big day for us. Big day. 6 o'clock or lager launches tonight at Alley Cat. You'll be able to get it in Sobeys moving forward. It'll be the beer of the week coming up as well. And I'm saying let's go buy it by the flat because there's only so many.
Yes,
You want to grab
yes.
this while you can. And then if we sell it out quickly, they'll probably make more, which would be great as well. But if you want to play kind of easy trivia, 780-218-9999. That is a text, not a call. We'll do that. Let's get to a sports update for United Sport and Cycle, your home for the holidays and everything you need to get everything ready for Christmas. Let's get to Lieutenant Eric here.
And don't look now, but the Edmonton Oilers, they've won 3 straight following a 5-4 shootout win over the Golden Knights from Rogers Place. Gagne, Janmark, McDavid, and Kane all getting the goals as the club prepare to visit Winnipeg tomorrow night in Battle of the Jets. Oilers now 5 points back of a wild card spot. Corey Perry will have 60 days from when his contract is terminated to file a grievance against the Blackhawks, should he elect to do so. TSN's Chris Johnston reports it's unclear whether Perry, whose deal can be terminated upon him clearing waivers later today, will elect to file a grievance against the club. NBA in-season tournament play saw the Nets bounce the Raptors 115-103. Both teams failing to get out of their group. Pacers, Celtics, Bucks, Knicks, Kings, Pelicans, Lakers, and Suns all advanced in the quarters, which begin Monday. Lakers will be taking on the Suns. Raptors back in action tonight when they host the Suns in one of 7 games. Sports update for United Sport and Cycle, your home of hockey for over 95 years.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Woo-wee! Yeah. That just hits, doesn't it? It's the Nielson Show on a Wednesday morning.
Keep sending the gifts to Wyshynski.
Yeah. Please keep tweeting at Greg Wyshynski. It was awesome last night. We're going to let this play out because the beat does kick in here once again, and it'll get you fired up on a Wednesday morning. We've got Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power still to come today for United Sport and Cycle. Some good questions here for 3 questions too many. We'll get to those as well. Clap your hands.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
Oh, man, that hits. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. We are off and running. That song is called Break the Party, and it's royalty free. So that's nice as well.
The beats are back.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, somebody said, hey, how has nobody said, Dusty and the Boys on September 6th?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Send us your I'm thinking I'm back text messages and your answer to the question, are the Edmonton Oilers officially back in your mind? 5 goals, 8 goals, 5 goals. I'm thinking the offense is back.
The offense, yeah.
Yeah, the offense.
The offense, yeah.
That might be the best way to put it. Little asterisks on this thing.
Should we go to the save percentage? You get shutout. You get the shutout in there mixed in.
This text came a little bit earlier.
They beat the conference-leading Vegas Golden Knights.
McDavid to his ridiculous levels of production.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. I love you.
Yes, McDavid does love 12 points in 3 games. That's real nice. All right, Maddie, who is going to play kind of easy trivia today, buddy?
Ryan.
Ryan is going to play, looking to get his hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. The sirloin bites, they never let you down. Let's go to Ryan this morning. Ryan, you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. I'll start the ticker after read the first question. Good luck, man. Which two Oilers scored in the shootout last night?
Nugent McDavid.
What position does Logan Thompson play?
Goalie.
Which team waived Corey Perry yesterday?
Pass.
How many teams in the NHL make the playoffs?
16.
How many NHL teams call Ontario home? You got it. You got it. You're a winner. You're a winner.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
A win is a win, right?
A win?
A win is a win.
Is a win.
Yeah.
Did he miss on the question? I feel like I blacked out there.
No,
Did he miss on which team waived Corey Perry yesterday?
He didn't miss. He passed.
He passed. Yeah.
He passed.
You know what?
And he got 3 out of 4. He didn't need the 5th
Hey,
one.
a win is a win.
But a win's a win.
Win is a win.
We all
Got-
looked
got
at each
2
other
points.
there.
We'll take it. Yeah, shootout win if that maybe.
I mean, how do you miss out on that, man?
Wild
Like,
stuff. But he knows how many teams. Like the math was quick. on
I
the
feel
playoff.
like
yeah.
I thought he was going to stumble
I
on that one
thought for a
because
second, I was like,
like you have to. I thought maybe 8 he'd say.
Yeah.
But he nailed that.
That was wild to me when he's like, pass. The only thing I can think of is he's a member of the Blackhawks organization,
Aha.
and he's not allowed to say anything.
Doesn't want to get embroiled.
Yeah,
as they say. Yeah,
that must be it, because
it's got to be it.
That was quite something.
I'm just assuming.
We looked at each other.
Just forgot about
blank. Yeah.
He was thinking about something connected to like the Oilers Golden Knights game yesterday and trying to like who's Corey Perry from there or something.
We just discussed.
I'll give the brain freeze like
A win is a win.
yeah.
Take the dub. He didn't blow a 2-goal lead.
He didn't
and then
beat the
have to win in a
conference leaders
shootout,
or
you know,
anything.
like-
But I mean, hey,
Got in at the buzzer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's messaged me as I was looking for his name.
okay,
He says
good.
I blanked out. I was nervous.
Like okay.
Oh, okay.
So-
Fair
Lights are
enough.
on,
Fair enough. We're not gonna rake him over the coals for this.
Hey, he still won.
Yeah, he got it done. He's a winner. But that was quite something.
We've only had one non-winner now.
One
He's
non-winner
doing the
so far.
Oilers impersonation here.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah. No, he got look. Well, and this is something we talked about in the 6 o'clock hour. 6 o'clock hour is a heavy breakdown, obviously, of the hockey game last night. We'll have more time to do that actually in this hour. We have the weekly rankings coming up. 3 questions too many. We got a little bit of time here just after 8:30. We can dive back into the hockey game because, I mean, last night on the postgame show, people were absolutely fired up, wanting McLeod waived. People were like, Dusty, please ask Cass if he thinks McLeod would clear waivers right now. Like people are very fired up. They, more of the same. But I'm sitting here as, huge homer that I am known as, basically saying they beat Vegas. They've won 3 in a row. They got the 2 points. They desperately needed 2 points.
conference leaders.
They beat the conference leaders. So, I mean, I feel like Oilers fans should be really happy with that win against Vegas. Am I wrong? Are you not happy with a win over the Vegas Golden Knights to make it 3 in a row when you desperately need wins and now you're 5 points out of a playoff spot? Some people say, what's that saying? This is why we can't have nice things. Right? Darnell Nurse has been excellent lately. Connor McDavid's gone supernova again. Sam Gagner gets in the lineup and scores. Matthias Janmark gets bumped up to the first line and scores. They allow 1 shot for like the first 13 minutes of the third period, and then Vegas takes advantage of a couple opportunities, and the whole night's a disaster even though they win in a shootout. Come on. I usually have rants the other way on this thing, but I think you should be very happy with the win.
3 in a row.
Bingo.
10-game segments. They start 3-7. They go 5-5, and now they're 3-0.
Filthy's in and says they got 2 points, but really they only got 1 point because they coughed up a loser point. No, they got 2 points. I'm sorry, giving a point to the Vegas Golden Knights does not matter right now.
That's Bettman's fault.
You're not chasing down the Vegas Golden Knights. You're certainly not chasing down the Los Angeles Kings. If this was a game against Arizona or Nashville or St. Louis and you gave them a point, then I get the frustration. But you're not tracking down the Vegas Golden Knights, so who gives a damn?
Let them have
if
their
they
points.
got a point last
let
night.
let them get all fat and happy off those points at the top, right?
Yeah.
You want another one? Have another one.
All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch Lewicki is saying nothing regarding Corey Perry and the Chicago Blackhawks. Park Mazda, your duly flight.
Macramalla, line 2.
Well, Mitch had a press conference as well in which he, invited members of the local media over and basically said nothing. He didn't want to comment on anything, and we went away with that.
Filthy's back in the nasty chat here. He says, if you aren't chasing the league leaders, then who? What are you talking about, man? If you're not chasing the league, okay, let's see here. I'll give you a list of teams they are chasing.
You're chasing the wild card teams at
Yes.
this
Right
moment.
now,
and until you get into a wild card
Then you can
spot,
look at that.
then you could look at the thing. That's trying to run before you're walking here.
Yeah.
The only way that point matters last night is if the Edmonton Oilers go on the all-time greatest run in history, track down top spot in the division, and end up missing out on it by 1 point to the Vegas Golden Knights. If you're not tracking down the league leaders, who are you tracking down right now? Here's who they're tracking down right now. They're tracking down St. Louis. They're tracking down Nashville. They're tracking down Arizona. They're tracking down Calgary. They're tracking down Seattle. They're tracking down the Ducks. They're not in the conversation with Vegas right now. So don't be pissy because they allowed the Golden Knights to get a point last night. If you want to be a little disappointed that they allowed any team in general to come back when they're down 4-2 midway through the third, sure, I get it. You want to lock that thing down. But a point to the Golden Knights right now means nothing. You know what the Oilers did last night? They milked a couple themselves. That's what they got done last night. Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's at Lieutenant_Eric. You can follow me on Twitter. Hey, I put up the call this morning. I did in the nasty chat as well. But tonight is the night, and you're invited. Alley Cat Brewery, 4 to 7 o'clock. You can join the Edmonton Sports Talk crew as well as some of our friends, family, and well-wishers for the launch of the 6 o'clock or lager. Once again, 4 to 7, Alley Cat Brewing, and that is 9929 60th Avenue, Northwest Edmonton, postal code T6E0C7.
I like the idea of us getting a good enough crowd there tonight that we drink all of it.
It's done.
And they're just like, oh, damn, we're out.
Lunch, and then it's...
What an amazing night that would be. Join us tonight, Alley Cat,
great
from
tap
4
room.
to 7.
Yeah.
Just pop by for a bit on the way home
You don't
from
have to
work.
stay
Have a beer
4
at the
to
boys.
7. You don't have to stay the whole night. You can show up for one. And...
I'll say this. It was special when we had it here on Friday as a group. It'll also be special having like a launch party with our partners from Sobeys going to be there, and Alley Cat, and some of the Nasty Club members, and some of our hangout guests, and some of our sponsors. Like that's going to be a cool moment tonight. So very much look forward to that.
Come be part of it.
It should be good. Guys, the Oilers are back, or is it just a result? McDavid is back, resulting in dubs. I think we need more of a run and consistent play. Ekholm looks better now, too, which is helping big time. Yeah, but guys, do we not realize that the Oilers, like Connor McDavid is the Oilers? Right? When the Oilers have success, it's done by the best player on the planet. So go back and watch the Oilers last year. I mean, most of the time, Connor McDavid's lighting the world on fire. That's when they have success. So if Connor McDavid's back, I think you can make a case that they're back.
Yeah, riding 4 deep lines, I mean, that's... Nobody needs that.
Yeah, I mean, what they play that fourth line last night? 7 minutes?
It's not going to matter.
All right, let's get into it. Question number 1. Boys, congrats on the big 6K on YouTube. What's the next addition to the channel? We haven't even got to this yet today, but...
hey, when did that...
6,000 subs.
6.01K right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
right as 2 guys finished.
Right as 2 guys
as
ended
we were
yesterday.
shutting off the stream, we hit 6.
That was great. 6. Now we're at 6.01. So we've added, 10 more members since, I guess, during the postgame show last night. So the question is, what's the next addition?
16 more.
16 more. Okay, I like it. What's the next addition to the YouTube channel? And I think we can discuss this, not talking like full-blown shows, but maybe we get that Donaire bit going. That'd be
But that was, I thought, audio, or are we going full video with
I think we have to do video on that one.
Oh, then we have to, it's not in the other room, it's in this
the
room.
Donaire layer.
Or it's in the Hangout.
Well, we could set cameras up over there. We have to Hangout
we
could
do the
definitely
Hangout
be a Donaire lair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of
so we've done
all
the
that's
watch
sort of cooking
party.
right now. We did the watch party. What else could we do on YouTube? Any ideas? Let us know.
There's always like EST After Dark. I don't know what that entails.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But us later at night. You brought, what's up with this Tecmo?
What do you mean what's up with the Tecmo?
You texted
Yeah, he was telling
me
me
you
this.
can Hernan in the picture.
I
What did you
bought,
buy?
like a mint condition Tecmo Super Bowl for Super Nintendo.
So we need a Super
It's
Nintendo.
It's our game. Like,
But we need a
that's the
Super
game we
Nintendo
play.
now.
We need a Super Nintendo now.
Oh, okay.
And
Because I was
then
going to say
we
we
could
could
start streaming Tecmo
We could
games.
start doing that again.
Yeah, that was always
We
fun.
did that a little bit on Twitch at
All
the
we
old
need
place.
to do is set up like a camera right by the TV, basically, and that's it.
Yeah.
Could we stream off the TV even if it's just on Super Nintendo?
Potentially.
Like put Twitch on, or put YouTube on there, and then that might be tough. There might be a way.
Well, if we connect it to the computer and we're streaming off the computer, and then, with this Wirecast, we could do it. Actually.
Yeah.
With our program, we could.
You're right. We could do that.
And then we could just connect
the feed in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would work. And, that would be nice. Then we could have UConn pop by and Hernan pop by for some games. That'd be good. You should have seen me geek out when this arrived. It was like when Marty McFly's dad, George McFly's book, rolled in at the end of Back to the Future when things changed. And everybody gathered around, and I opened it up. My wife's like, what is this? Christmas is just around the corner. I said, I couldn't wait for this. I found it on eBay. It came like in the original packaging, in really good condition. It has everything inside. It comes with the book. It's got everything in
There's
there,
one thing though about we've never played with this
with
system,
controllers
right?
and stuff.
We had the joystick.
I know.
And how much does that impact everything?
Whale and the Wolf closet concert that comes in from my brother.
I can do that right now. Wide shot. All right, let's go live to Whale and the Wolf as they perform one of their smash hits, Sharp Knife. Enough of that.
But I think we sell 20 tickets to select Nasty members.
Just
they go in
inside
there
there.
with the band, and it's like this pressure cooker of.
Somebody else suggested we all play GoldenEye four-way. That would be good.
Sign me up. You can have your techno
basically, like
bowls
an
or whatever.
Edmonton Sports Talk on YouTube. One of the little channels we had is the EST Gaming Center.
Gaming Den.
Yes. I like that.
Give me that GoldenEye.
That's a real good idea.
Give me that. Sign me up.
That's good. Good. Any other ideas? Hit us up.
Family therapy sessions where various people could come in with their brothers, let's say, and
if
do
anybody's got
full
a brother.
therapy.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Let me just
Maybe if you want to
elimination process here. You and your brother get along great.
Oh, I love him.
You and your brother get
We're
along
texting
great.
along right now.
Yeah.
He's good.
YouTube,
He's found out that
Trev
he.
and his brother. We met them.
Yeah,
they
he's
were all
a good
good.
guy,
So
yeah.
I don't even have brothers. So I guess we'll have to talk to Tommy and see if there's anything going on with him and Paulie.
Or maybe we just outsource ourselves. If you want to make a public apology to somebody, you come in here, use our.
By the way,
full platform to apologize. If you ever have to make an apology,
family
you
or
could go
friend
there.
or otherwise.
You know what I want on the next hangout? Tommy, his parents, and his brother. We just go boom.
It's
Get
like
this sorted out.
We found our
We're
answer.
basically having a version of Maury on here.
Yeah, that would be
I'm
good
coming
too.
in, and it's.
We have the results.
Hey,
Bring in
Paulie.
the olives.
Paulie, turns out you're not even related to Tommy.
Paulie doesn't even know Tommy's coming on. And Paulie, I got a surprise for you. Tom, come on in.
There are some people who, in the 6 o'clock hour today, we were joking about Tommy and his brother. We're like, guys, we need the story here. We don't know exactly what happened. But, I mean, the story is, on the hangout 2 days ago, Tommy was chirping ball hockey, and his brother plays ball hockey. His brother didn't like it, and his brother complained about it. Then Tommy started chirping his brother on the hangout, and then his brother got angry, and they went back and forth, and they got their mom involved, and she sent Tommy a stern text, and we love Tommy's mom. She's an absolute gem. And then Tommy was like, I don't care what they say, and it was all this stuff. And then Paulie wanted to fist fight Tommy.
Called him scum.
Yeah, he called him scum.
Scum.
And then Tommy yesterday on the hangout started the show with a formal apology to his brother and his parents, and everything is back on track with the family. And they are like extended Edmonton Sports Talk family. We love them. And Tommy and Paulie are just my favorite rivalry in all of Edmonton right now. It's amazing.
But then come summertime, they'll be on a scooter together going to an Elks game, right?
Yeah, that'd be good. Justin Hammy, yeah, exactly. They also ride together on the same
That's
scooter
the image
sometimes.
of them. Put it on the coin. Like that's the
They're
image
the
of the
best,
two of them. They
man.
can't be fighting.
They're the best. Hey, who's on the hangout today, by the way? Please tell me it's Tommy's parents.
No, I mean Tommy and Jeff Crushell.
Crusher's in.
Crusher's in, who
Damn.
actually just came back
That's
late
nice.
last week from the Middle East. He was out there. Of
course he was.
Doing some stuff with baseball, so
That's
there's
amazing.
a lot. Talked to him about Shohei Ohtani.
Did you text him to see if he could bring us in those little aspirin holders?
He ran out of those, actually.
Damn,
Yeah.
I really wanted one.
Yeah. Last time he was here, he said, I ran out of those.
Crusher, if you're listening, man, let's get me one of those aspirin holders. I like to carry that around. You should take YouTube Trevin for like an hour today. Just have him sit there and just watch Crusher. Because Crusher's energy is
Absorb
just,
the energy.
insane. Like, it'd be amazing. Anyway, question number 2. We kind of got distracted there a little bit. 6 o'clocker lager launch day. Which other type of alcohol do you guys want to launch? Maddie moved quick on this one. He's
I know what I want.
He's a raging alcoholic.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 I would love to
Well, I think
go
we're all
for.
in agreement with at least one.
I want whatever
What's that?
Wayne Gretzky has.
Ale of the North.
Oh,
I'm
out.
the next beer will be Ale of the North.
That's too good.
I'm out
And
of
ale is a good,
I'm
easy
out of
beer
the
to
beer.
drink.
No, I'm not.
No, that's fine.
Seltzer's one because I love seltzers. An EST seltzer would be great. Especially with their
Clamato juice,
plan of potential drinks being available at a certain sporting event.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic there, outdoor in the summer. Also, I'm just a big wine fan. So an EST wine, a nice red wine.
You're a red wine guy, right, Rick?
I don't mind the odd glass for health benefits, of course.
Exactly. Fergie's prostate would be in love with us for that.
Gregory
I
too.
only drink red wine when I'm with my best friends. So it could be a best friend Merlot.
But boxed, right? You're looking for boxed to kind of capture
that would
the-
be something else.
Cheap.
Throw
more
that into
cheaper
the
side, right?
fridge here.
If we want to do the seltzer, we could do it through our partnership on the Hangout. Because those guys own like White Claw, Mott's Clamato, Two Hoots, Mike's Hard. Like we could probably get something.
When it's like I love Mott's Clamato Caesars, they're fantastic. When it's White Claw time, oh my god, on the Hangout, I'm just like, it's gonna be the best.
Yeah, you're gonna develop an issue.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
we're
like-
gonna go through
Yeah,
3
yeah,
months, and afterwards there's gonna be a staff meeting. Like, Matt,
one
we
a
have a
day,
problem
yeah.
here. We're gonna have to take you off the Hangout for a couple of weeks.
Russian cans.
Penner's Pancakes and it says, we want Stoff. We want Stoff. Stoff on the Hangout would be good, but how can you have Stoff on the Hangout before you have Rashog on the Hangout? You know?
Maybe you have them together.
A Stoff
I don't think
Rashog Hangout.
We're getting out to 7K, 8K.
I'll toss that. I'll talk about that with Rashog when I have my lunch on Friday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you're going to work for Rashog
Forgot about
that. Whatever. Question number 3. This came in the nasty chat earlier. If Hyman is healthy and good to go on Thursday, which forward comes out of the lineup? I would say the coach probably takes Sam Gagner out of the lineup.
Yeah.
But which forward? I don't know. This is basically a question that is going to lead to people wanting us to talk about Ryan McLeod. But Ryan McLeod's not coming out of the lineup. He kills penalties. He skates well. And that's about it. So that's why he'd stay in the lineup. I saw somebody be like, man, if McLeod can ever get going with his shot, look out. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, dude never even shoots the puck. How are we supposed to know what his shot is?
Connor Brown's got his bonus now. Maybe
you could. Well, I liked the forward group last night.
Yeah.
Now
the answer would be Gagner, correct?
I think the answer would be Gagner. Ernie provides a physical element. I'm not taking Hamblin out. Here's the conversation that I tried to start last night on the postgame show. We can get into a little bit here. Where would you guys come out on less McLeod, more Hamblin at even strength?
Oh, I think right now, yeah. I think right now it's a.
Is that an
show me what
unfair
you
question
got.
to
No,
ask? I mean,
why not?
I mean, Hamblin scored 2 goals with significantly less opportunity than Ryan McLeod.
Well, we've been talking about lack of options as well in terms of, mainly on the blue line in terms of sitting guys or giving guys. I think this is a natural kind of promotion, demotion, if you want to view it like that, and rewarding a guy who's been playing pretty well, right? On a mini heater, I guess, as of late. Why not? With the critique McLeod's getting, why does he deserve to be there? I think you make the switch. I think right now you do that. Play the hot hand.
McLeod and Hamblin had similar-ish numbers in the American Hockey League. Hamblin plays a harder game than McLeod. Like, would that third line be better if it was Hamblin between Fogle and Derek Ryan? Or do we like it? Like, they generate, like, McLeod works hard, I think. But
it's not sexy
right now.
right
some
now.
more
eh?
jam in there, right? Like, so I would like to see, maybe it's because I want to see just a little bit more Hamblin. Like, I'm not sitting here going, oh, play Hamblin 16 minutes a night, but I'm like, play him 10. Play him 11. Play him 12 minutes a night and see what you can do, I think. But yeah, I'm not opposed to a little bit less McLeod at even strength and a little bit more Hamblin. Like,
not in stone.
Noodles
right?
brought it up. And this was a talking point on the postgame show last night as well. But Noodles brought it up today, like, why is McLeod out there in the final 5 minutes? That the other goal happened with 6.5 left. You're still going to be trying to play most of your lines at that point. But, I don't think, like, a championship caliber team is not going to hide 2 lines for the final 5 minutes of the hockey game. You know what I mean? Look at Vegas who won it last year.
Thank you.
Straight down the stretch in the playoffs, it was like, oh, yeah. Like, you cannot be afraid in the final 5 minutes of putting – the fourth line, I get it. Some teams will bury a fourth line in the final 4 or 5 minutes of a close hockey game. But you should not be afraid of playing your third line in the final 5 or 6 minutes of a hockey game. So that's why last night I talked about with Cass in the postgame. I said, you have to put these guys out on the ice sometimes in these situations. Now, McLeod and Brown in overtime, different discussion. But you can't just be a two-line team in every single critical moment of all time. Right? So you need to be able to trust the third line. Knobloch tried to trust the third line last night, and the puck ended up in the back of their net. So, lesson learned and see where it goes moving forward, or is it basically you get to the final 6 minutes of a game, and if it's a 2-goal or a 1-goal game, it's just McDavid's line goes out, comes off, Draisaitl line goes out, and the other 6 guys just sit there being like, man, I wish I was good enough to play in the NHL in critical moments. So it's an interesting discussion to have for sure.
Do it. Do it now.
(780-218-9999).
Brad Malone, exclamation point from Jason Summers. So it gets jammed right in there. Third option on the poll, hey, maybe?
Yeah. People who complain about the Oilers giving Vegas a point have the same mentality as Gager in his F1 commissioner role. ... A bad one. That comes in from Cass's phone. It's tagged as Cass's wife, but that's a Cass take for sure. Now, last night, I don't know if you guys were watching postgame show last night, but Cass's wife slides into the nasty chat and tells him to close the closet behind him in the basement. In the room he's doing the show, and she's in there. She goes, Matt, please close the closet behind you. It's like, this is hilarious. I mean, it's also great that his wife loves him enough to watch the postgame show as opposed to my wife, who was sleeping upstairs and not even watching the postgame show.
Maybe she had the earbuds in. Maybe she was listening. Maybe she had.
Well, she's teaching Elizabeth's class today, so it's a huge day in the Nielson household. Tammy is subbing in Elizabeth's class, so dream come true for the Muzz today. All right, keep those text messages rolling in at 780-218-9999. Do you guys think it's the dog that's rattling the Gazzola brothers? Right? They have the dog that goes back and forth between them sometimes.
I'm just worried we're causing more problems for the Gazzolas.
Why? We love them.
Yeah, but we keep bringing this up.
Well, we won't bring it up anymore.
That's the thing. Like, that's where it's
until weekly rankings.
I'm worried that Tommy's going to get more texts right away here.
We're describing them as a great family because they are, right? Like
it happened on a show.
Siblings have spats.
We're just kind of.
I mean, most of them end
resetting the context
at some point. This has been coming to a head. I love Paulie and Tommy.
So you think there was something simmering underneath?
Yeah, of course.
And this brought it back up.
Guys, they talk.
But they have the blow up and then it's got to restart.
Yeah.
So what's been simmering for the last 2 weeks since their last blow up?
Oh, I don't know.
Right? Like what? Has there been something simmering that this was the final straw, or was this just that big of a thing?
God, I love the Gazzola brothers. And then there's the third brother that never gets involved.
No,
in
he doesn't.
Drama. It's just Tommy and Paulie, right? Like.
Yeah. Maybe this is why he moved away.
Oh man. Tommy's going to give you a stink eye today.
Why? I'm just saying, like, maybe that he just didn't want to be part of the fights anymore, and this is why you went to Vancouver and Calgary.
If Paulie worked with us and his show started at 9, he'd be here by 8:15 every single day.
Yeah, we're not Paulie hating here, right?
Yeah, no.
A lot of love for the guy.
I want him on the Hangouts.
I want them all. I want the entire Gazzola clan tonight at Alley Cat Brewery. The entire.
Actually, that is a good point.
The whole bit. The entire family there. Want them all here tonight.
Do you see the text that
Jeez,
Tommy just
he
sent
won't
us?
Stop.
I have to read this.
I didn't get it.
Should I post it on
It's
Twitter?
coming late. Oh, there it is.
Can you believe this guy? He just won't stop.
I thought there's maybe going to be a screen cap or something.
No.
That's all it is. Okay.
Man. Tommy, you're doing this to yourself. Like, I'm siding with the rest of his family, and he's our guy.
No, Tommy was right on the first one. A couple days ago. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, the ball hockey stuff. I love ball hockey. I get it when people take ball hockey shots. I get it. It's not the end of the world. But Tommy just texted us and said, I can't even do it. I can't even read it.
No, there's no point.
I can't even do
It's
it.
a great text.
It's a hilarious text, but I don't know why he's fueling the fire here.
Well, it's a
But yeah,
private text.
Mr. and Mrs. Gazzola, man, you guys got to come
Everybody,
out to Alley Cat.
bring
tonight.
Paulie.
That would be.
We'll hash this out. As you say,
I will
coming
say
to
a
a head.
Paulie Tommy hangout would probably do 2,000 views because people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, I gotta get to the bottom of it." It would be amazing. Anyway, Jeff Kershell is going to be in on the hangout today with the boys. Should be a pretty good time. All right, let's get into the weekly rankings of power. Should we do this?
Yeah.
Why not? Weekly rankings of power. Lots of different places. LT, you can go here with the weekly rankings of power. As always, brought to you by our great partners at United Sport and Cycle. They are your home of hockey. They are your home of sport. They are your home for the holidays for over 95 years. They're doing some good stuff on Instagram as well. I don't follow a lot of people on Insta, and I only ever really post.
You never post?
I don't know how to do stories.
Get the stories going there.
I don't know how to I don't even know how to do stories. I basically just post like a picture of my kids every 2 weeks, and that's about it. But United, if you want to give them a follow at United Sport 1928 on Instagram, and they always got stuff going on in their stories. Yesterday, Kelly posted a video in a nice United hoodie. Kel, you should get us some of those United hoodies. They're nice. But he's like out looking over the city and stuff. I mean, they got a lot of cool stuff going on there at United Sport and Cycle. Give them a follow on Instagram at United Sport 1928. Don't encourage it. You just emphasized Tommy's text in to the group, didn't you?
Yes, because
the
I was
last
like,
thing Tommy needs is us being like,
no, I'm not encouraging. I
your
just
brother.
said, that's whoa, like I'm whoa. What a text.
Oh, okay. So
no, that's just my reaction.
Like,
I'm
wow.
not.
Okay. All right, I'm assuming we got the top 10 places. We'd like to see Tommy and Paulie fist fight each other. Is that what's happening for the weekly rankings of power
20 more
today?
like it. The top 10 places Corey Perry will pop up next.
Oh, boy.
So I'm not discussing
what
happened. I'm looking to the future.
Where he goes next.
Yes.
It's important to turn the page and move on.
Where you might see him. You might not see him for a while, but he'll be back.
All right. Number 10.
Edmonton.
Man, this would be interesting.
I said the city. I didn't say any team.
Oh, okay. So just he
but
just
please,
retires to Edmonton?
Go forth if you want.
No, I mean, I don't want to get into it too much now. But, like, nobody can do anything with Corey Perry until somebody finds out how bad things were. Like, is this how this Hall of Fame career of Corey Perry ends? Which is a real weird asterisk on his Hall of Fame resume.
If anyone brings him in, you're basically saying what he did with the Blackhawks wasn't that bad, even though the Blackhawks
by Blackhawks standards
completely terminated his
contract. That's why I wonder,
like,
is that the end of him?
Because there's a lot that is like
Do you realize what people do and haven't had? Yes, exactly.
Milan Lucic has not had his contract terminated at this moment.
So
now there's an allegation. It's not confirmed. You know, it's not like he's been.
He was charged.
He was charged with domestic abuse,
and his contract has.
And he's not even suspended or anything yet in hockey. So if his contract's not terminated, what did Corey Perry do? Now, also on the flip side, the Blackhawks do have a history now of things, so are they go on an extra few steps than if this was another organization? So, like, I don't see how you could be any team in hockey and sign Corey Perry. And it's not like he has to go on ice for a while, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And he's 38, which means
that's the end of him.
Why would you bring him back in a few years?
So probably not Edmonton, but
that's why he didn't say Oilers.
Didn't say Oilers. And in terms of reclamation projects, perhaps that's something that again, I'm looking into the future. There's nothing. None of this is
a crystal ball,
if you will. Yeah.
All right, number 9,
a plum position with Hockey Canada.
I'm not even going to touch that.
You don't have to. I'm just again. I'm just. Why not? He's had a great success wearing the maple leaf in international play.
Number 8,
hosting a podcast. Everybody can do that, right? Like that's.
He'll be on the one with Scotty Upshaw and Shane O'Brien.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Or
what's that one? It's Upshaw's funny.
Maybe he just does his own. The Corey Perry podcast, and it's just him into a camera.
Yeah. That's good. Number 7.
Back to junior to coach the London Knights under Dale Hunter. That's hockey, just back to the junior, right? Back to where it all began. They'll take care of you.
Number 6.
He'll join up with the Bruins to lose his 4th cup in 5 years.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be something, to add to the Hall of Fame resume?
Yeah. Number 5.
Captaining Kunlan Red Star in the KHL.
Remember Red Star used to sign all those North American guys and stuff?
They're last in the division right now, so maybe.
Are they? They're still struggling.
Maybe they need a little help, a little veteran help down the middle there.
That's a tough one. Number 4.
The Gazzolas Ball Hockey League. Wouldn't that be something? Really add some spice to that whole story now, eh?
Number 3.
Parked in front of your house on the road.
Oh yeah, after
He'd be the one to do it.
After
Who's
the
this?
thing today.
Who's this? This shall we call him a worm sitting
Why is this
outside of
guy
my
parked
house?
over
And
here?
it's him. It's Corey Perry, of course, because of course it is, right?
Number 2.
Celebrity co-captain at NHL All-Star Weekend.
The celebrity help him make the picks.
They bring him back.
Yeah.
It's enough
Start
time.
to repair the
He's
image.
been on ice long enough, right?
Yeah, that would be good. And number 1.
The Anaheim Ducks change their name to the Anaheim Worms, and he becomes mascot for life. No costume necessary.
That's it. This Corey Perry's just around.
Ambassador type
He's
of thing.
just
Yeah,
around
you're there.
the team as an ambassador.
Rework the logo if you want.
You just do not see guys have their contracts terminated because of something they've done very often. You know, that's
and
why.
given it's this franchise too, out of all the franchises, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how they're
exactly.
dealing with it regarding their. Yeah. But again, as Macramalla said, why wouldn't you just come out of it, splash the cold water on the one big rumor that you just said yesterday was absolutely not true and disgusting?
Yeah,
You
say
could have
that.
gotten out of all this kind of.
Yeah, like, did the investigation involve confirming that rumor wasn't true, or did you just know right off
I
the
just
start
don't
that
get
rumor wasn't
why
true?
you wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. Hey, it says we got an 80% chance of flurries out there right now. Is it
Get outta
snowing?
here.
Is it snowing right now here?
That was not in the forecast at all.
Did not see that. Maddie's going to look out our window. We got any flurries out there, buddy?
Yes.
No little flurries? No flurries. Nothing. Okay.
Bone dry.
Well, we are looking for a high of 2 degrees for today, up to a steady diet of 6s for next week here in Edmonton. And we'll see where it goes. D. White says Perry wasn't charged, so it isn't criminal. I say sign him for a league minimum and help him rehabilitate his image.
See?
Yeah. I don't like. I don't want to have a take on it till I kind of know what it is. But at the same time, if it was bad enough and a workplace incident, like this comes across
with a
as
team employee,
he's not
that,
a
according
good
to
dude,
ESPN.
and something happened here. So we'll see. Yeah, what was it? Was it workplace?
According
issue?
to TSN or ESPN, like Emily Kaplan had it last night, that it was involving a team employee.
So we'll look. We can't determine what happens next until we figure out exactly what's happened and what will happen, and if the PA gets involved here and stuff. So
Emily Kaplan of ESPN said Perry indeed traveled with the team to Columbus last Tuesday, the day before the game, and an incident occurred that day involving a team employee.
So I think
he was immediately pulled from the game once the Blackhawks were notified, and at that point, the club began an investigation. And as you know, and Macramalla earlier, he said that leads him to believe there's some sort of potential harassment that would be involved with that.
All right. Well, we'll see where it comes out. I would not put him on the radar for the Oilers
just yet.
Right now, I think. Morning, boys. Just tuning in this morning. We'll listen to hour 1 and 2 on podcast a little bit later. And sorry if you've already talked about this, but if Sam Gagner needs to stay in the lineup, who comes out? we just hit on. So he's saying if Sam has to stay in, Ernie's had 4 solid games. Janmark does stuff too. Gag should be in most games. So who comes out? I don't know. I think you need to have Hamblin in there too. So
Ryan McLeod.
Yeah, if you're just here for the Ryan McLeod.
I think they're asking the question to get the answer.
Okay, but look, if you want to leave your top 6 the same way, who's the other? Who's your third line center there? You elevate James Hamblin, then who's your fourth line
Is
center?
Hyman back in this?
Well,
scenario?
the only reason that Gagner, like, they would have to make this decision if Hyman is back.
Yeah. So then,
right? So I mean, to be honest with you, I want more Sam Gagner in the lineup, but I'd rather have Janmark in the lineup. I'd rather have Connor Brown in the lineup. I know Brown hasn't scored yet, but I'd rather have Connor Brown in the lineup. I think from a physicality perspective, I'd rather have Ernie in the lineup with the way he's played the last 4 games at least. I'd rather have Hamblin in the lineup. And was that a major long sigh? Did you just have a really long sigh? Like Eric
Not a
looked
sigh.
at me
No,
and was
I had a stretch, like a.
Oh, okay. I was like, what was that? You really, really don't like this
All this
Gagner
Ernie
conversation.
talk, yeah.
And you're not healthy scratching McLeod. So, I mean, I hate the answer, but I think it's probably kind of has to be Sam Gagner. Like, he's just your 13th forward.
Well, and I think 2K kind of.
But I want him in. But
in that way
other
as well.
guys aren't deserving to come out right now either. You know, like. So,
I think that's the way the coach is thinking right now. Clearly, like that.
Yeah.
Given the
I guess
we've
that would
seen.
be the logic. The logic behind the conversation. I guess. I mean, as long as you got Connor McDavid going,
that's all that matters.
You're probably
Just
okay.
six
So
forwards.
we hit the. Well,
6
we'll
and
get to
6.
that on the sound.
6 and
Let's do
7.
this one for the kids, eh?
Hakuna McDavid, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna McDavid, ain't no passing craze. You have no worries because of the way that he plays. Yeah, say it, kid. He's the next Gretzky from the draft lottery. Hakuna McDavid, Hakuna McDavid, Hakuna McDavid, Hakuna McDavid, Hakuna. You have no worries because of the way that he plays. He's the next Gretzky from the draft lottery. Hakuna McDavid.
That brings me to a question that I had written down on the prep sheet for today. What song should be the first song I write for Edmonton Sports Talk? Like, if we have a priority list, is it an Evander Kane goal song?
Well, you're still
Because
working on
Kane's
that
got
one.
8 goals in
You've
the
been
last
working
8
on that one,
games.
yeah.
We've got a few. I've already got it kind of started up. So I could finish that one.
Yeah.
There's a Creed parody in there somewhere that we could certainly bang out and tie into Tuesday's show. Still would like to get that Moni Moni parody that we can play on Fridays and really sort of lose our mind on things.
Do you have a shutout song for any of the like a Pickard?
Well, Stewie Skins. I got a good idea for a Stewie Skins song.
It's always good to have a goalie.
That one's there for
We've
the
always
taking.
had a goalie song, you know.
Yeah,
for whatever.
But I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that we would need, or should I put it in the order of priority? Kane goal song, Creed parody or two, Skinner win song, and then something else.
Jeff Jackson.
A 2J song.
Do you have a Bouchard?
Well, we had Bouchard. It was old man.
In-house made.
Yeah.
Cut.
You think we
Cost.
get away with that one on YouTube?
It's in-house made? Like, well, with this
Well, I made it, but I
song.
used
Stuff
the
together,
movie
but
by,
there's like different
Glenn
songs
Miller.
and
I
different
don't-
clips and stuff. There's only like 10 seconds of a song in there, really.
You'd
Oh,
have
no, there's
to-
about 40 seconds.
You'd have to give it to me
Yeah.
and let me listen to it fully again.
Listen to it. Any other ideas, Manny? on what we
Well,
should do?
it's like it's. I think you're kind of looking at the top players, so it's Bush and Kane.
Yeah, because we have Hyman, we have Draisaitl, we have Nuge,
Corey Perry,
David,
we have
Nurse,
McDavid.
but
Yeah,
you-
we have Nurse. We just
But same
don't-
thing?
What do you mean? No. Nurse is original.
Right.
It's just not one I'm overly proud of.
Oh, okay.
The Nurse goal song wasn't. I mean, Marshall loves it.
But it was made by the It was,
So then, I think it's down to you're either looking at Evander Kane or you're looking at Evan Bouchard. But Bouchard might already be done if I'll have to go listen. So it's like Evander Kane.
Yeah, I think it has to be Evander Kane. We gotta get this one. We gotta get this one locked
Well,
in.
you've been working on it. You have to continue working.
Yeah.
on it.
Oh, you knew the concept, right? And I missed
Yeah, I
the
think so,
concept too. You think it's good?
Yeah.
The popular enough band? Do you think?
But that was like, when did you times have?
I think times have
I'll have
changed
to
a little bit.
re-listen. Well, yeah, I have to
Yeah.
re-listen.
Well,
Like
maybe-
I heard that at the old place, so maybe the sound carried different. I don't know.
Greg Zunin says, does Skinner have a shutout song? No, Skinner doesn't have a shutout song, but it would be a win song. I mean, we had Koskinen shutout songs. Like the Koskinen shutout song, it was a great song, but we never got to play it. Mike Smith's song was great. We rarely got to play it.
Mr. Talbato.
Mike Smith's song, here, I've got it right here. This was an absolute banger. Whenever Marshall starts in net, we listen to the goalie songs on the way to the game, and he absolutely loves this. Mike Smith song just never got the play because it was a shutout song. Like,
Schmitty's simply on fire, playing insane.
Yeah, I'm
Gotta
thinking on
admire how he loves to beat the Flames, and when he's in the net, no complaints. Has the desire to win every game, even though you know he will drop gloves and go.
wasted. It was wasted because it was a shutout song and not a win song. So when we do get the Stuart Skinner song, it would be Kane and Skinner kind of at the top of the list to get that
money
done.
flushed, eh? Like just kind of some of those, like you just
you're just like
all that creativity, all that
it was
time.
like the Toby
and work.
Reeder goal song, right? Like just an awful waste. Now somebody said what we could do is turn that into like a McLeod or Connor Brown
repurpose.
Song, like,
Yeah, an old edit.
Yeah, something along those lines. You have the skills to make that work. Big Maple Sports says, boy, it's been a while for a vault clip. How about 54 in honor of the win last night? Yeah, man, we might be able to pull that off for you today. Where are those again, Maddie? Are they in? Yeah, here we are. I got them. Nope. I think the folder's not going to work for me. Oh, no, it works. 54. All right, let's see. Here we go. 54. Do we have a 54? We got no 54. We got 52 or 55.
It's always.
Which we go? 55?
Go up. Yeah. Higher.
Let's see. Which one's a bigger file? 52 is just 542 kilobytes. The other one's 6.8. It's 6.8. So let's do this one. Let's do this. We'll do clip 55. Who knows? Maybe it's magic today. I'll let it load here. All right, let's see. What is this?
I'm Robert. Please, for those of you who don't know me, my name's C.L. Doback. I'm Robert's older son, the biological one.
From Step Brothers.
Probably wondering why we gathered you here tonight, besides Derek's birthday. We got a special surprise for you, Derek, and everybody here.
That's the presentation for Step Brothers. For some reason was in there. And clip 54, which means we're probably going back a long ways. That's in there.
I mean, are there 10,000, 100,000? What's the count?
32,000 clips in there.
But I think you can take half of them out.
We
take half are just like additional like data files, like metadata.
Yeah.
So it's about 15 to 20,000.
No, but they're double numbered. Right?
What do you mean?
Like the data file and the audio file have the same number on them?
Yeah, but so you're looking
we're
at
missing,
how
like,
many
a few
files
numbers
are
along
there.
the way. Yeah.
How many files are in the folder?
Oh, I don't know.
That's where you have to cut it in half. It's like 30-some thousand in there.
They're actually playable like 15,000
But there's only like 15,000 playable files.
Yeah. Yeah, a little prestige worldwide there. The Toby Reeder goal song is what broke 1260. Simply blew the budget. Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow.
We offered it to the Bear.
They didn't want it. Lacombe Drew says, "Can Whale and the Wolf do a version of the Bouchard goal?"
Hey, that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. I still think we turn Play It Loud into a win song. I think we can hit that.
That could be
morning after a
repurposed.
win.
Yeah,
that's something we
it's
can definitely
before the big network.
definitely do. Hey guys, what happened with that money that was given to you? Yeah, we still have that cash. It's still sitting in the envelope at my place. It's sitting right there on my desk at home. That lady who sent in that cash was a Squiddy or something like that down from Calgary.
Squiddy, yeah.
She sent us enough money for 2, possibly 3 songs, depending on how long they are.
Cash in an envelope.
So we got that just sitting there.
It was amazing.
So we bang out a couple of songs here. But I think the King goal song definitely has to go. So if you have any ideas on that, you can hit us up, 780-218-9999. Guys, obtain a Ohtani Blue Jays home run song.
Maybe we take one of the old ones, and repurpose one of those on a budget, that type of thing.
Something along those lines. That might end up working as well.
My brother says the song is Do It Loud.
What did I say? Play it loud?
What
do I have it in the system as here? Oh, Do It Loud. Yeah, no, I got it in there. I must have misspoke. But anyway.
He's listening intently.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I was doing this last night at home. After the postgame show, it was, I don't know, like 11:45. I'm sitting there on the couch trying to finish up some prep, and I was loading Do It Loud into the system, and I was playing the John Wick clip over top of it, and my God, man, like. Right? Like, that works. That could be a song that we could work in a little win song along the way.
Man, it's been so long since they played that song.
Well, they don't play that song very often anymore?
It's like going back to file 55. Almost, in a way, right? Like
that was one of their first ones? That's a banger, man. That's one of my
I think that was
favorite
their
ones.
first song that they kind of really put up as that band.
Yeah. I always like their old
I
stuff
haven't
more,
heard
man.
it.
It's always
Play the hits, right?
I haven't heard it the last few times. It's been a while since
Yeah,
I've
well, they got the
heard
new
them fill that one
commercial now, hey? Like,
Anyway, I think we could work that one in there too. So we got a few of those guys in the hopper. Let's get into the wrap today for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, get it done. I was exchanging emails with Bruce the other day. He's in Palm Springs.
Palm Springs.
I want to get to a point in my life where I can go to Palm Springs, and reply to work emails. That'd be pretty sweet. Have you guys ever been to Palm Springs?
Well, the question popped up. I might go there.
You would go?
I was asking. Tommy was in. I think you were you in that morning too? Tom was in.
You talking about going to Palm Springs?
Palm Springs or Mexico? And people are saying don't go because it's too
expensive
corporate or something.
Too what?
Too corporate. It's too.
Palm Springs is too corporate. It's like a Maple Leafs game.
It depends what you're going. Like if you're a golf person, I think Palm Springs would be fantastic too. If you're a bit older,
but I'm not
I guess.
taking kids to Palm Springs.
Yeah, that's kind of the
my thing. I love Phoenix. I'll go to Phoenix any day before Palm Springs.
Never been there either.
It's fantastic.
We're trying to figure out what to do for our next family vacation. Because basically, I do Spengler, so we have money to go on a trip somewhere nice. And we did Disneyland last year. And I would just go back to Disneyland again because I love Disneyland because I'm a huge toddler. But I don't know. Any suggestions from people who are watching or listening right now?
Six Flags
good family
somewhere.
trip. Well, you know what we didn't do last time we went down to California? We didn't hit like Universal. We didn't hit
Universal's great.
Like my kids are huge into Lego. They're huge into Super Mario. Like so we could probably go down and hit some of those areas. Or I could take them to Vegas, leave them in the room, and go out and just party like an animal.
You got to go back to LA because you need to go see LeBron.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen. I'm going to make that happen. But not in that that game against the Suns. I'm not liking their chances. I'm already against them in that one. In the quarterfinals of the play-in tournament, they've beaten the Suns twice.
You're a top seed, though, aren't you?
Doesn't matter. I don't like their chances in that game against the Suns. I'm telling you to bet the Suns right now. It doesn't even happen until Tuesday. It's almost a week away. I'm already nervous about it. I'm already rattled.
Suns wraps tonight.
TV Berkelson says, Dusty, I will see you at the Spangler for an 8 p.m. pregame conch. Isn't that something?
Love it.
That'll be fun. I love bumping into Canadians at the Spangler Cup. It's terrific. What'd you learn on the show today?
What did you learn? A little bit more about the Corey Perry issue, I guess, evolving before our eyes. And again, contract terminated. Waivers, Eric Macramalla, go back, listen to that, 740-ish, 745. He laid it out. And again, just kind of the confusion as to why they didn't pour cold water on the whole.
Yeah, Macramalla laid it out. They could have come out and made a statement right away.
So I guess we learned why they didn't do it, but I'm still kind of wondering why they didn't. But yeah, a little more light on the Corey Perry situation through today.
I learned that people are still very, very, very disappointed in Ryan McLeod. From the post game last night, that was a real eye opener for me.
You're a glass half full guy too, right?
I've sat there after losses and watched Tommy do the post game and understand why everybody's so fired up. And you're right, being a huge half full glass guy right now. I got on that post game last night. I was expecting it to be like, a small amount of people checking in, being like, I get in there. By the time we go on, the nasty chat's just like, boom, 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 boom. The inbox has like 100 texts waiting for me. And everybody's like, Dusty, do you think Ryan McLeod would clear waivers? And I for the record, I don't think Ryan McLeod would clear waivers because here's why. He is a legitimate, should be a third-line player on a National Hockey League team. If a team has some cap space, I could see them saying, no, this is a guy that we can just lock in and leave. So I know there, and a lot of people last night were trying to make the case that he would clear waivers. I don't think he would clear waivers, and there's no reason to really discuss it because they're not putting him on waivers. So it's just one of those things. Made a mistake out to lunch on the fourth goal. Can't score a goal to save his life. But you have no better option. So he's not going anywhere. You just got to hope that it starts to click at some point. And maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Maybe he'll be wearing that painter beret and the brush one of these days.
Oh, you can only hope. You can only hope. Let's get into your sound of the day today. We got to go back to Connor McDavid here, right?
Connor McDavid.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
McDavid off a turnover. Walks in. Has a step shot. Glove save. Oh, it slips behind Holtby. And that's McDavid's 30th. Finds McDavid. The net is empty. Shoots and scores, and this one's over.
Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. McDavid.
that name. Here is Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. Smart move. Here is beautiful. Remember that name.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Connor McDavid. Remember that name.
No, no limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No, no limits, so why do you try? He'll score on his own, or he'll give it to dry.
Connor McDavid.
Fans in heaven, cause of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, eating men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. McDavid on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oiler for real, cause he has no limit. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Remember that name.
Remember that name, Connor McDavid. That is your sound of the day. I see people in here saying, so McLeod's the new whipping boy. To me, a whipping boy is somebody who gets unfairly criticized and blamed for everything. When you haven't scored a goal in half a season and have no interest in being involved in a physical aspect of the hockey game, that's justifiable complaints from fans. To be labeled as a whipping boy when you haven't scored in half a year, I'm sorry, that's not a whipping boy. That's somebody who hasn't scored in half a year, who's on PP2 and got a shift in overtime, for goodness sakes. So,
well, if not a whip, then what?
I'm sorry, not a whipping boy. He's a lackey.
Is that
another?
Well, people are saying that he should just sit himself. That's accountability. That would be like, wouldn't that be the ultimate? Actually, you know
Guys,
what? I'm going to remove myself from the lineup tonight.
All right, let's get in text of the day for A&W. If you want to get your hands on an A&W gift certificate, you got to be pounding that box at 780-218-9999. The mushroom mozzarella burger just made its comeback at A&W. Available in 3 sizes: the mama, the uncle, the buddy burger. They all come fully loaded with mozzarella, cremini mushrooms, grilled onions, grainy Dijon aioli, starting at just $4.59 for a limited time only at A&W. Text of the day today was an interesting back and forth here. We had some great Macramalla intros. We had some great I'm thinking I'm back text. So we can get into that. Here are a few Macramalla intros that did make us chuckle a little bit. EST legal analyst and guy who put himself through law school working as an extended care escort servicing senior moms in their golden years. EST legal analyst and guy who mixed up his Christmas card invitations with orgy invitations, but still went ahead with it anyway because he's a man of his word. EST legal analyst and guy who gets into shaking hands with people by telling them he was just touching a dead bird that he found outside. EST legal analyst and guy who's been asked for the last time to stop posting his erotic poetry up on grocery store bulletin board, Eric Macramalla. And then this one I think was one of our favorite text messages on the I'm thinking I'm back, which is this is just brilliant stuff right here. A baseball to Chris Berman during the home run contest.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Back. That's really good.
That Rashog's back text as well.
Yeah,
we don't
the
need to get to
Rashog
it,
one,
but that
was
just
good
like
too.
back inception here.
What do you go? Do we go Macramalla into today, or do we go with the Chris Berman baseball to Chris Berman?
I'm going with the Berman because we don't get a lot of these days. Like that's a one-off. So
to do that on a Macramalla day, Sheldon in a white garbage truck is your text of the day winner today. Mark it down. Congratulations, Sheldon. You're getting a gift certificate to A&W where you can get your hands on one of the mushroom mozzarella. In fact, you can get 4 of them.
He is going back to A&W. Yeah, you can get, and that's with the GC. You can get the mama, the uncle, the whole bit, the whole family.
You've been there with a gift certificate at A&W before, and then you roll through the drive-thru again.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
What are you watching tonight, buddy?
Well, as Mr. Lean pointed out, Champions League action. It all kicks off later this morning, 10:45. Galatasaray hosting Man United. You got Bayern later this afternoon on the road in Copenhagen. Real Madrid in action. Arsenal. And a few other matches this afternoon to chew on. I will be going to my alma mater, actually.
This is fun.
Later this afternoon to speak to 10 students.
Good.
And I don't know what I'm speaking on or of.
Do they want to work here for a very moderately priced salary?
I don't know, but they're all getting lanyards.
Oh, and stickers, too.
I think I could probably. Hey,
Can we get some stickers and lanyards for these kids?
Why
are you not just saying yes? Why are you hesitant on it, Matty?
This is where we
Are we running low on
get
lanyards
EST
and
into the
stickers?
schools, into the post-secondaries. That's where we get.
That's
where you.
This is. We should team up with the CFL.
Stickering
on this
all over
stuff.
that place.
That's a great idea.
And then I'll be there, and then of course Alley Cat,
man.
4 to 7. You don't have to be. Look, if you're thinking about coming, you don't have to stay for the whole night. You can pop in.
We're
say
not
hi
doing
and-
keg stands.
No.
Like
Go by your evening.
I mean,
It'll
if
be
they
a nice,
had a keg of it, we'd probably do.
You want to shotgun one out back with me by the Taekwondo Center? I'm all for it. Right?
Yeah. Alley Cat tonight from 4 to 7. Join us. We are launching the 6 o'clocker lager, which will be available in all and only Sobeys liquor stores starting tomorrow, and it'll be our Beer of the Week feature, a very nice day for us on Friday. That's going to do it for us. The Hangout's coming up. Jeff Gershell is here. Tommy Gazzola is here. Matthew Iwanek will be in on the Hangout as well. Don't go anywhere. Make sure autoplay is on YouTube. That'll take you right on over. If you are listening on TuneIn or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you hear a little bit of our house band, Whale and the Wolf, and then the Hangout will begin. It'll take you all the way up to the Lock Shop at 11 o'clock today, and then the Oil Stream, myself and Tommy Gazzola, back here in the studio with the Oil Stream, discussing, is a win a win? Like, people be happy with that game last night or not? And how about Tommy wearing camo at the Oilers game? Gregor must have just been all over him. Guaranteed. We'll get into that on the Oil Stream today as well. For Maddie and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Have a great day and take it easy.